not that big of a deal. Let me just turn this down. And then we gotta go over to here. Oh, that's an echo. That's not gonna work. Okay, good. So that command works. Alright. I guess I should tell everybody on that I'm live. I'm pretty excited. Taryn did a really good job on the layout.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the previous videos.
Yes, hello. I was wondering if you could play that song again. Which one, man?
Okay. Who else? There's just this one.
No, man, you're thinking of boop, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, bop, beep, boop, boop, bop, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, bop.
Okay. Grab my phone. And open the mobile dashboard. Oh. I didn't even see that Brant followed. Thank you for the follow, Brant.
That's awesome. GG Brent. I saw your dinner. It looks really good.
I'm very anxious to see how it came out. It's been cooling on the stove for a little bit, but it's been covered, so it should be relatively warm. And then I bought for Easter dinner, since I'll be by myself, I found at the grocery store today, it's like roasted duck. It's like half a duck. So I'm gonna try that.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Oh, yeah, I'm really, I've had duck before. Duck's really good. It's a lot, like chicken.
Yeah, it has a slight, I guess, gamey taste.
Yeah, it does have a tang to it.
Yeah, we used to go to this Chinese restaurant here and get garlic duck.
Ooh. I want to see if... Where's Discord? There's Discord.
Oh, it's actually I think it was a type of, do you say it like pho? It's not, I know it looks like pho, but it's pho, right?
Fa.
The pronunciation.
Fa la 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 la. I
So
wonder
it was like a garlic duck. It's good.
if there's a way to just, can you hear me okay?
I hear you great. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're a little low, but I think I gotta adjust you on my end.
I'm also not talking as loud right now for some reason.
Okay.
I mean, much louder on my screen.
I think I think that volume's good. I think I raised you a little bit. Um.
Okay.
Okay. I think we're just about ready. I do need to check one thing. I just want to make sure I don't look completely terrible. Okay. Yeah, that razor got me good. But I taught it a lesson. I threw it across the bathroom, so it won't ever do that
You
again.
teach it.
Yeah.
Teach it.
um. All right, guys. Let's do this. Let me get rid of this music first. We'll just do that button, and I think it's this scene right here. Yes. All right. Hello, everyone. It's me, Ryoko, and welcome to the very first edition of Cooking with Ryoko. And I'm hoping to make this kind of a series once a month, maybe more, depending on the feedback we get. Once a month, sitting down with streamers that I know and admire and I'm friends with, and just having a conversation, kind of I guess like an interview, um, but also more like a conversation is kind of what I'm shooting for. I sent Raven over like a series of questions I'm gonna ask, so that way that's not like there's no surprises or anything. So it's not like we're gonna get to the bottom of something tonight. It's just a casual conversation. Raven, do you wanna introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is Raven, and I'm a variety caster. I tend to stream mostly. I stream a lot of horror games. I like the spoops, and I also like to showcase a lot of first playthroughs in indie games. And
Um,
that's me.
awesome, awesome.
I love your graphics. They
Oh,
look so
thank you.
good.
I also have to do. You know what? Um, let's do this first. I know it's up
Hmm.
there, but in case anybody coming in, if you want to check out Raven, I'll put them right
Oh, you're
in
so sweet.
there.
I love the hobbies is crouching too, by the
Yes,
way.
yes. I also owe a lot of help to a lot of gratitude to. Excuse me. I decided to have soda with my meal tonight, and I realized about like 2 minutes ago it was probably a horrible idea. So now I know for next time what not to drink, unless there's rum in it. I want to shout out Taryn13. She was a huge help. She is
Love
the
Taryn.
backbone of this stream. Besides the fact that she really helped me get back on track, she's done the emotes, the alerts, and the nice layout that you see before you. So I don't know if Taryn's here. I know she has work tonight. Um, but yeah, this was all thanks to her. Dinner tonight, I'm having pasta and scallops, and I also have some cranberry sauce, jellied, not berries, because the berries kind is disgusting. Um, and yeah, I guess let's get started. There's also a channel redemption for those of you viewers. If you get up to what do I have it at? 725 channel points. You can post a question for either Raven or myself, as long as it's appropriate. No, obviously anything inappropriate or too personal, we may or may not answer. And I guess let's get into it. Are you ready, Raven?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So what got you into streaming? Like what prompted you to start streaming?
Well, my little sister-in-law, Zombie's little sister, she was interested in YouTube, and I had had a friend suggest a while back that I stream, and I started looking around on Twitch and everything. But she was interested in YouTube, and but she was kind of scared to do it, you know. And she's a lot younger than me, by a lot,
Hmm.
and so so in order to like give her kind of that support and everything, I decided to start streaming on Twitch, and I wanted to show her that she could do it, because I honestly was always camera shy. I never wanted to be on camera, so that's why I've always used one.
Hmm.
And because I wanted to do something that scared myself too, honestly, and I don't know, challenge myself to do something, and it ended up being something I really, really loved. I fell in love with it.
And how long? I'm sorry. How long did you say you've been streaming?
3 years this
3
year.
years.
Hmm.
Oh, that's right. You just celebrated your 3 year anniversary a couple weeks ago.
Yes, last month. Well, it was supposed to be in February, but
February.
we had to
Okay.
postpone it. Hmm.
All these days and weeks kind of blur together.
Oh, everything's molded together now.
I guess why do you stream? I know you mentioned to challenge yourself, but like what other what do you hope to get out of streaming?
Honestly, I really enjoy making people laugh. I enjoy being able to have a creative outlet, a way to make friends. I've made some incredible friends on Twitch. Some people that I honestly don't know what I would do without.
No, I can kind of I'll second that. I don't talk like to a lot of people that I first met when I got on Twitch. That's how I met my roommate. And that's actually I realized today. Actually, I knew it well in advance that today is actually my 3 year anniversary of moving up here, moving out of my parents' house in New Jersey, and essentially being on my own for the first time. So I've met, I think Twitch has, especially I think the LGBT community and the sub communities within it they're really just awesome. There's just awesome groups in there that are super accepting, and I think the people I've met through you and Tiny are no exception. Like they're some of the you guys are some of the coolest and most loving people I've met. Um, I guess what defines you as a streamer?
Now, that's a really hard question. What defines me as a streamer? That was the one that I don't even think I wrote down. Because I tried to prepare too,
Hmm.
just so I would have some words in my head. Um, but I think that, we define ourselves, and I feel like, my stream has been a, a place for people to go and kind of get away from it all. And that's kind of my community is my reflection, you know, and they're pretty heckin' beautiful, which makes me feel pretty beautiful. So,
Uh, what was a pivotal moment in your streaming career?
a pivotal moment. Um, I guess the front page was just an incredible experience. I got to be on the front page last year, during the Summer of Pride event, and with Boss, and that was just the most incredible experience. Just being on the front page and all the hype that was involved in it, and everybody being there and being so supportive. It was just really beautiful, and the entire event was one of the best events I've ever been a part of. So.
I remember you and I talked about that before the summer of Pride with I think Mid Boss. Does Mid Boss run it, or they're just heavily involved in it?
Midboss completely runs it. And then they have connections with Twitch that help, like do front page events and everything
Hmm.
like that. So it's like sponsored by Twitch, but mainly put on by Midboss. And actually, we just started. filling out our stuff for this year. So it's exciting.
That's exciting. Brant, hello, and thank you very much for that host. I appreciate it. If you're just joining, this is Dinner with Ryoko, and tonight I am sitting here with my good friend Slice Raven. Um, yeah, you and I have talked about Mid Boss and ROM 2064, and I don't want to I don't want to go on a tangent about how amazing.
Yes, you
Yes,
do.
I do. You're right, and I'm going to. Yeah, 20. It's honestly, it's not my favorite game of all time, but I would probably put it in the top 10, and it's like right outside the top five. It's just all the characters in it, even the antagonists, the bad guys, they're just deeply, beautifully flawed characters. Every character in that game that you have a serious conversation with is just just beautiful and flawed all at the same time. And I think that's what really makes that game, so awesome is the characters. Most games it's the graphics, it's the soundtrack, it's the gameplay. ROM 2064 is the characters. The characters make that game the beautiful piece of art that it is. And that's all I have to say about that.
No, I agree with you completely. It's definitely the characters.
And I didn't realize that. And spoilers for anyone. Have you've beaten it, right?
I actually haven't beaten it. I need to
Oh,
go back and beat it
then
all the way. I'm probably gonna try to do that soon. Actually.
the end battle, when you like the villains talking to you and everything. That's when it hit me like, oh wow, all these characters are flawed, and that's what makes them essentially what I don't want to say what defines them because I don't think our flaws are what define us. I think how we overcome our flaws and our mistakes is what defines us, and that can be etched into my tombstone because I firmly believe that it's how we what we learn from our mistakes and how we overcome them to better ourselves is what defines us. Um, and yeah, the fact of these characters and this, all of them, they're flawed and beautiful. And again, I could go on for 2 hours about read only memories. If I was in college still, I could, write my thesis paper or my dissertation on read only memories. But, unfortunately, I'm not. So moving right along. Do you have a favorite moment in the 3 years you've been streaming besides meeting me?
Besides meeting you, I, I honestly, there's so many to count. I mean, it's been 3 years, so I can think about 100 of them. But all of them have to do with me and my friends. Like we always have a blast together, or just funny moments in stream. I mean, the stream has evolved so much since I first started that it's a com- completely different thing now. So it's really beautiful to see how far it's come. And I don't have a particular moment that I can think of. um I definitely, if you've never checked out that you know what I eat clip, you definitely should do that one. That
I
one's
don't I don't
that
think
one.
I don't think I've
You
seen
haven't
that
seen
one.
that one? No, okay. I'm like, no, you haven't seen that one. I should have brought it with me. Um, it's one of my. It's definitely the top viewed clip, but that moment pretty much sums it up as far as what my streaming has, like what my favorite moments are. You know, it's moments with friends, moments where we're just laughing
um,
so much that it hurts.
I don't have this written down, but you mentioned zombie uh, a few minutes ago, and I think I'd be remiss if I didn't bring her up. She is your wife.
Yes.
Now, does she? I know. I think you've said she streams before. Have you? And you guys have streamed.
She comes on stream with me,
Okay.
but she doesn't
She
stream.
doesn't have her own channel where she
Mm-mm.
streams. Does is that something? I guess you like. What does that mean to have essentially your life partner, your wife, sharing that with you? What does that mean when she's when someone redeems zombie in your channel? Like, what is that like? It kind of explained like what that means, like for us.
Well, she usually will either play. I mean, she comes on to stream with me, and then we usually will play a game together. Either we'll do Jackbox, which is a great one because the whole community can play, or we'll play another game like we've played Stardew before. Um, and it's a lot of fun having her on stream, and everybody loves her, and it's wonderful how much they want her to be there, and and yeah, we have a lot of fun
So I guess that means a lot to you that your
with our zombie
community, your
streams.
community, absolutely. And I don't want to speak for your whole community, but I know when I first met zombie, I was like, holy shit,
Hmm.
this person's cool as hell. Like this is she's awesome. And I think we love seeing zombie, and like I love having her on your stream as much as I love having you on your stream. It's just you're both like two genuinely real people. And I think that speaks a lot for the community you've built, that they're willing, like, hey, there's this other person, if we save up our
Yeah.
points, that we could also hang out with for a few hours, on a like a Wednesday, or like a Saturday night or a Sunday night. Um,
Yep. It's pretty awesome. I like sharing the experience with her too. It's fun.
and she seems to really really enjoy it too when she's excuse me, when she's on there.
She does. She has a lot of fun too. She gets nervous sometimes too, but I mean, I did too. I do this and I've been doing this for 3 years, so she still gets nervous occasionally, but she's great. She does great. We have a lot of fun.
That's great. That's awesome. What's something you'd love to stream but never had the chance or didn't think it would fit your image?
RPGs, which is funny because that's actually what I started off streaming. Um, I stopped streaming them about 2 years ago because honestly, I can't get through. I can't spend that much time on a game. Um,
It's a lot.
it has to, yeah, it's just too much. It's too much grinding, and I'm not okay with grinding on stream.
You and me
Like some
both.
people are, but I did. I actually played the first two games that I played in totality on stream was Kingdom Hearts 2, and I also played Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay.
And so the both of those, Horizon Zero Dawn was a little bit better of one to play on stream because it's not quite as long of an RPG. But Kingdom Hearts 2 is a very grindy game. So I can't, I found that I can't do those. I tried to do Red Dead Redemption as well. Had to, and did like one stream of it, and that's pretty much the last time I streamed an RPG.
I mean, that's because like our Red Dead, compared to, I didn't really think Red Dead was that RPG of
Oh, it is.
is it? I mean, I've
I
played.
mean, it's just a very long
Oh, it's
open world
obnoxiously long.
story for that one, and I love it. Like I love playing it,
Oh,
but
it's
I
a
just
great game,
I
but
can't
you're
stream.
you're absolutely
Yeah.
that, and it was that, and that came out. I want to say right around the time, and if someone in chat can correct me, L.A. Noir came out.
The first one, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
The
L.A.
first Red Dead
Noir is
did.
excellent, but it's
Yeah,
so
the first one.
fucking long. It's
Oh yeah, I was
obnoxiously
watching
long.
Johnny play that as
Yeah,
well,
I
and
think
it
she's
is. I
playing that
didn't realize
now.
it was that long of a game.
Hey Ryushura, how you doing? Again, those of you just joining me, it's cooking with Ryoko is not a thing at the moment.
Not a thing.
Not a thing. But dinner with Ryoko is once a month. I'm interviewing random LGBT streamers that I know and admire. Tonight, my first guest for the first episode is Slice Raven. You can go check her out right there at the bottom there, and we're having just a nice casual conversation on this Friday, this Good Friday. Um, for those of you that celebrate Easter. And yeah, we're just talking about streaming things and whatnot. We were just talking about uh, L.A. Noir and RPG games. And I totally feel you about grinding. Probably what is it? 2010? No, 2020. We're in. Um, oh, so okay. And L.A. Noir came out a year later. Okay. Um, I guess probably 2011 ish. A friend of mine introduced me to Persona 3, a JRPG. And, the story's
Mm.
great, the characters are great, I loved it. The only problem is it's an RPG, and you have to grind, and I'm
Hmm.
bad.
I'm bad at grinding.
Bad. I'm awful at it. You should see me play
I'm
Pokemon. I'm
so
terrible.
I can't grind. Like
Yeah.
I try, but I end up getting frustrated.
And I got to, my friend, like, he yelled at me. He's like, dude, you need to level up. You're not going to be able to. You're going to get to a certain part of the game where you're not going to be able to go anywhere because you're not at a certain level. And he was right. I got to this one boss and
Hmm.
couldn't beat him because I don't know how to
That's
play.
how it goes.
I don't know how to play RPG. I don't know how to play RPGs. But I eventually learned,
They can be
and
very frustrating with that
I mean
for sure.
they're like Final Fantasy and the Persona
Wonderful
games. They're
games.
they're wonderful games. I'm just terrible at them. What is that reassure? Some RPGs the grind is super
You're
hard,
right.
and
You're
others it's
right.
not so bad. Yeah.
We were
Um.
talking about that. Like I suggested like Horizon Zero Dawn is actually a very non-grindy. It's not that grindy. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I just enjoyed the grind.
Yeah, and I like Pokemon. Pokemon can be kind of tedious. I think. I mean, the newer ones, I think it's better. But my God, the first two, like Gen 1 and 2, the grind is sometimes brutal. I know some people, Taryn and I have talked about Pokemon, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I love it." She's like, "Well, sometimes my Pokemon would be too strong, and I couldn't. They wouldn't listen to me." like, like how? I can't do that. That's just to me. That's not fun. Like I don't know. That's maybe that's
It can
just
certainly get
maybe
that way.
yeah maybe
I had that trouble with Monster Hunter World too. Honestly, like Monster Hunter World was a real one. Like you would basically kill the same monster like 30 times and then get one piece of your armor, and it was just too much for me.
Reassurer says the few times I've seen Horizon Zero Dawn, I think of Tomb Raider. Um,
That's a one I've never heard of. The
yeah, I mean, I've
comparison.
I've watched. I didn't even know the game was a thing until I saw Tiny streaming it. But I guess maybe the graphics, kind of, with the new Tomb Raider. That's another game I never really could. I never got into was the Tomb Raiders. Oh, Reassure is a big fan of the
You
Monster
like
Hunter.
Monster Hunter? It's a great game. I had fun playing it. I just couldn't do the grind.
And that's the problem. Like the Persona games, they're very grindy, but the grind is almost worth it for the story because that's the big thing in any video game that's going to get me
I agree.
is
Yeah.
story. If it's a good story, I guess I can deal with the grind, but
There you go.
I'd
Well, yeah,
rather
that's why I play Kingdom Hearts. I can do that
yeah. And like in Kingdom Hearts, I almost think it's like a non-traditional RPG because my
very much.
my biggest gripe when I was younger about RPGs, the first RPG I ever played was Final Fantasy VIII. Final Fantasy VIII's my Final Fantasy. Um, Never beat it, but it's still my Final Fantasy. And I was taken aback when I got into like a enemy battle. I'm like, why can't I just beat the shit out of him? Why do I gotta wait my turn? What the hell is this? And that's like my biggest complaint about RPGs is that I can't just run up and hit them. I have to wait and let them hit me, and then I hit them, and then they hit me, and then they use some weird defensive attack, and now I can't move. And I'm like, this isn't fun. This is strategy. I can't do that. What were you sure to say? If a game have a good story, I won't mind the grind too much. Yeah, and that's. I mean, it's got to have a damn good story. Like the Persona games have a really good story, so the grind's a little bit more bearable. And they've you know improved is the word. Improved the battle mechanics in those games since Persona 3. So that certainly helps. Um, moving.
I've never played the Persona
Oh,
games, but they look good.
they're really good, but again, they're really really grindy. Um, so again, if you're not a fan of the grind, you might not enjoy it. There's a lot to this there, and they're really involved. They have like social links, so you have to like talk to people and get them to
I think
like
if I
you.
wasn't like streaming so much, I could probably do games like that,
Yeah,
more.
it's
Like
definitely it's.
I used to do more games like that.
I
Like I
think it's a
used to
harder
play
game.
through.
I think it's a harder game to stream just because it's so involved. There's so much to do and so much you like. Because I feel like when you stream, um, and I don't know, maybe this is just my thinking. You're kind of like on a schedule because you can't. It's not like a video game where you can plop down on the couch and play it for 4 hours or 5 hours. Like if you stream, maybe you only stream for 3 hours, and not all of that is gaming because like your first like 30, sometimes 45 minutes is just talking to chat. Having a conversation about
Yeah,
what
we started
about
going into an hour now.
yeah, yeah, exactly, and so now like if you only stream for like I try and keep it to 2 hours, but sometimes I go over. But like if you're a streamer where you're just like, hey, I'm nine to 11 tonight, blah blah blah, and then that first hour is talking to Chad, or the first 10 minutes is your intro screen, and then an hour is talking to chat. So that's an hour and 10 minutes that you're not gaming. So now, like, you're not going to get very far in 2 hours in a typical RPG game. You
That's
know,
why I can't do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
because
Hmm.
you're kind of limited on what you can do, and it's going to take you 4 years to stream it, and
Right.
nobody, no, who wants to do that?
Exactly. That's why I kind of moved into, well, and the whole horror thing kind of just happened. That was actually Zombie's idea. I never used to play horror games ever because they scared me too much off stream.
Yeah,
And
they get a
so
bit, they can be a bit much.
it's the immersion. I can't like off stream, I can't play horror games, but they're a main part of my on stream content. So, but because I can play them when y'all are there. Like
You're right.
it makes me brave. So, I can
um,
be brave.
I want to real quick. I want to
Hmm.
reassure, mention the Tails games. Yeah, the Tails games don't have much of a grind, and they're a lot of fun. Um, yeah, horror games. I can't very like I can do some of the Resident Evils. I won't play Resident Evil 7. I saw it when 7 came out. I'll never forget because it was before I moved. I was still living at home, and I was watching someone who I don't really watch them stream that much anymore. So he's streaming it, and there's this part where this character, where the woman like jumps up right in front of you, and like it made him jump, but the fear that shot through my body was like nothing I ever experienced before. And I was like, nope. I was like, it scared the shit out of me. Not literally, but it shook me. I was like, no. I was like, oh my, I've never experienced horror in a video game like that before. I was like, I'm never playing this game. I did 2 minutes of it in VR at a friend's house, and I was like, nope.
Oh
I took the
gosh,
VR. I
I
took the
don't.
VR. Like not even. I wasn't even in the house yet. I was like, nope. And we played. I
Yeah, I
played
don't know
the
how I
yeah.
would
I
do
I
that.
played the demo with a friend, and the first time I'm like freaking out, and then you beat, it and you're like, oh okay. So I played a second time, and I'm still just as nervous. And he's like, dude, you just played it. Like what's gonna happen and where it's gonna happen. Why why are you shaking? Um, what was the? Do you remember?
Oh
I'm
gosh,
sorry.
I've played Outlast 3 times and I still get scared at all the parts.
I actually have Outlast. I think somebody gifted it to me, but I can't. I can't. It won't run on the laptop.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Um, but yeah, I highly doubt I'll ever stream or play that because I like my bodily fluids in the toilet and not my pants. Um, what inspires you? I guess both on stream and off stream.
My wife. She she's had quite the year, and she's just completely changed her life. She used to drink 6 sodas a day. She used to she was a smoker at one point in time, and she started working out and got into working out, and she's lost 60 pounds.
Oh wow, good for her.
She's Yeah, and she's just incredible. And she started an Instagram, and she's inspiring others, including me. And it just, I don't know, she's the one that inspires me the most, honestly. And then next, I would say it would be my friends. My friends' streams. Like anytime I go and watch my friends' streams, they're an inspiration to me. They're such incredible people.
I would, yeah,
Yeah,
I would,
help me be the.
yeah. I think
Help, mhm.
I kind of got lucky with where I landed in Twitch because I was kind of just I was looking to get back into Twitch and find, somewhere safe and comfortable in the LGBT community. And I found one streamer, and I don't know how she identifies, but she's really cool. I really don't go in her stream as much, unfortunately. After I found you guys, and then I was like, oh, I want to keep looking, and then I found on a whim, I found Tiny, and I was like, oh wow, this girl's pretty cool. And then went in her Discord, and then I found you, and cool, excuse me, Taryn and everyone else, and from there I was kind of like, hey, maybe it's time I get back into streaming. Maybe not as aggressively as I used to with some of the stuff, but I think it'd be fun. And because of you guys, like, now I'm affiliate, which I probably had, like, I want to say 85ish followers, around 80 followers before I started streaming again. Um, but now I've got an affiliate. My stream doesn't sound isn't a dumpster fire as much of as it used to be. It still has its moments where it can be kind of rocky. Um, but yeah, I
Hey,
think
streaming is a journey.
what's that?
Streaming is a journey. It evolves over time. It's crazy if you go back and if you were to go back and look at my videos, my stream looks completely different than what it started with.
No, I hear you. Um,
I started off on PS4 actually.
yeah, I had somebody I used to know. That's how she started. Was um I'm so it was on PS4, and then she, you know, her community that I was a part of, we donated, and she got a PC, and she started streaming from that, and I don't talk to her anymore, but she kind of took off from there, and I'm pretty sure she's affiliate by now. Oh, we have Sean's in stream. Hey, it all takes time. Hey, Sean, how you doing? Um, if you're just joining me, Sean, I don't know if you ever met Sliced Raven. But yeah, it's having dinner with Sliced Raven tonight. It's dinner with Ryoko once a month, maybe more. We'll see how this goes. I'm interviewing people that I know that are LGBT plus streamers, or I guess influencers as well, and just essentially having dinner with them, and just talking and having fun. Tonight I'm having scallops with pasta, which are a little cold, but they're still tasty. How are you tonight, Sean? Oh, you've been lurking for a hot minute while eating dinner. Oh, what are you eating?
Yeah, do tell. What are you eating?
I'm actually gonna do
Hey, Sean.
I want to do a couple shout outs because we have a few people in here. Ryu Sure has been in here for a little while. I want to.
I know it has been almost 6 months. Crazy.
Has it been? Yeah. God, yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking at that the other night. I've been following you and Tiny and Sean and everyone for about since January, right after the holidays. Shout
Ooh, that sounds good,
out,
Sean.
bother,
Spicy
Sean.
chicken.
Ooh, that does sound tasty. And mashed potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
I do love mashed potatoes. I like the Bob
Oh
Evans
God,
instant
yeah.
mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes are bomb. Even instant mashed
Oh my
potatoes. Oh
God,
yeah.
Bob Evans mashed potatoes.
Oh, those are real
Oh
good.
man,
Yeah.
listen,
Mm-hmm.
real talk for a second. 'Cause this is important, guys. Everybody in chat, everybody listen, because this is important. Nightbot, I'm okay. I don't need a break. I might get up and get something to drink in a second here. Uh instant mashed potatoes, Bob Evans mashed potatoes. They made us dinner at work. We did like a potluck, so you could bring in food and da 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 da. I brought in canned corn. Someone's like, bring in canned corn, and someone had those mashed potatoes, and I was like, holy shit, these are delicious. Where are these from? Someone's like, dude, they're just Bob Evans instant mashed potatoes. I'm like, God, these are the best mashed potatoes ever. Not the best mashed potatoes ever. Best mashed potatoes ever is in Fort Wilderness in Disney World. But like I was blown away by them. It was like I don't want to say it changed my life because that's insane, but it definitely changed my outlook on mashed potatoes. Like they're amazing. Sponsor me, Bob Evans,
They're
please.
amazing. Sponsor me, Bob Evans. You are now sponsored by mashed potatoes. Actually, they make all sorts of things. They make macaroni and cheese too.
They do.
They're good. Yeah, it's
Reassure,
really good. It's like,
reassure had homemade chicken fried rice.
mm,
That sounds tasty. Speaking of which, I'm gonna jump up real quick and grab something to drink. I know I said I shouldn't drink soda, but I make bad decisions, and I don't drink that. I don't drink soda as
no
much as I
biggie.
used to, so I can have a little with my dinner.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be right back, everybody. Sit tight. Oh, I'm definitely getting too old though to be silly like that. Oh, thank you, Nightbot, for shouting out the Discord. I appreciate that. Everyone, go join the Discord if you haven't. Also, I didn't thank them earlier. Brant, if you're still here, thank you very much for that follow. Okay, let me get my headphones back on. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody.
No
Okay, we were.
worries. I went and got a drink too.
Oh, what did you get?
I just got water.
Just
Mostly
water?
water.
Yeah, I have a
I drink
bottle.
mostly water.
I've been getting better with that. I drink a lot more water than I used to. I think in February I was like, I'm cutting out Red Bull completely, and I was pretty good with that. Red Bull was done. Soda, very once in a blue moon though. Lately, I've been drinking more of it. I think it's just kind of with everything going on. I've been more stressed out than usual, so maybe
Oh yeah.
I'm using that as a vice, or maybe that's just an excuse to drink
Yeah,
soda.
that doesn't
Um,
matter. Whatever the reason.
yeah,
It's cool.
it's cool. Um, it's definitely not still snowing out. I'm sorry, I forget. I lost my train of thought. So I cut Red Bull out completely, but I recently fell off the wagon, and started drinking it again. And I noticed on days that I drink it, I'll get headaches more often. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, I'm like, why is that? And someone at work was like, dude, it's probably from all the caffeine you're drinking. It's like, your heart's gonna explode. So I try not to drink it as much. I was gonna have some before I streamed, but I had one of those. I should have brought it in with me. It's the Starbucks cold, the canned drinks. It's like
Oh,
a
okay.
double shot vanilla or whatever. They're really good. Um, the first time I ever came up here to visit a friend, I stopped on the way home, and right when I got into PA, there's a rest stop there. So I stopped there to stretch my legs, and I got that at the vending machine. I was like, holy shit, this will definitely fuel me for the next 4.5 hours. Um, yeah. You were talking about what inspires you. You mentioned zombie. How did I didn't put this in here, and if you don't want to answer, that's fine. We'll move on. How did I know you've talked about it in your own stream, I think, before. How did you and Zombie meet? Because
How did we meet?
I thought it was a pretty good story
Yeah.
if I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
I mean, we met at a bar. We met at a very small bar in a very small town that I went to college in. I had just graduated and I was still waitressing, waiting. I was applying to jobs and such, and I met Zombie at a bar that I had went to that night because I had a band that I knew the lead singer of, and so I got them to play at the bar that night. I'd set it up and introduced the bar owner and the lead singer, and Zombie had been in town for about 2 weeks, and she didn't know anybody. So she went up to the bar because she heard a band was playing there. And we noticed each other from across the bar before we ever got introduced to each other. I saw her because it's a very small town, so I knew a new lady was there,
Right.
and and so I had noticed her, but I didn't say anything. And she walked up to me twice before we got introduced, and she asked me where the bathroom was, and then she asked me. Uh, what else did she ask me? Oh, what I was drinking. I was drinking beer at the time,
hmm So
and then our friend.
you weren't
Mhm.
working that night?
I wasn't working that
Okay.
night. No, I had actually just. Um, I I was still working. I was still waiting tables, but I didn't work the night shift that night. So I was just hanging out at the bar with the band, and the band leader, she actually uh came up and brought Zombie with her
Okay.
and introduced us. My friend, who I got to play there that night, she came up and introduced us, and she was like, "She's new in town, and I know that you have been here, so you've been around this town,
Mhm.
so I thought I'd introduce y'all." And we ended up sitting down and talking to each other and everything, and we got into and she actually asked me, she was like, "Well," I asked her if she wanted a drink, and she was like, "Sure." And so I was like, "Well, what do you want?" And she was like, "Whatever you're having." I had a beer. I had a Miller Lite. I was a very cheap drinker
Right.
back then. I was right out of college. I had any money, like, and so I bought her a Miller Lite and didn't find out till later that she was drinking soda before that because she doesn't actually drink alcohol,
Okay.
and because she doesn't like the taste of it. So, it's too harsh for her, and so she doesn't like it, and she really hates beer. But
Yeah,
she drank the beer
beer's
anyways
really
because
gross.
yeah, she drank the beer anyways, and just didn't want to be a bother, and didn't want to look strange. So she just told me, I'll have what you're having. And so yeah, I actually didn't think she liked me
Oh,
at all
really?
after that first meeting. Yeah, I didn't think she liked me because we have a conversation that we had at the table whenever we were sitting there watching the band. um, I had been talking about a girl I had just been seeing, and I was like, well, I'm not ready for a relationship, and I'm just not ready, and so that's why that ended. And she looked at me and she said, "You know what? You're full of shit." And I was like taken back. I didn't know what to think. I was like, "Excuse me?" Like, and she was like, "If you were ready." She was like, "If it was the right person, you would be ready." And that's what she told me. And I was like, "Okay." And then, I kind of ended up going off with my friends. And I went with my friend who was the lead singer. We said our goodbyes and everything. And I honestly didn't think that she thought much of me.
So what did you? I
And
guess after that, after
uh-huh.
I mean, 'cause that's kind of like a someone I just met that I was like, oh, this person's pretty cool and cute. If they said that to me, I'd be like, okay, well, clearly, they're not interested. And I don't know if I'm interested.
I thought that, yeah, it's that I should be reading that book. Like, she's just not that into you,
Right.
so. And so then I get a not a Facebook, I'm sorry. This was back in the day. I got a MySpace message.
You're dating yourself.
I am. I got a MySpace message that was a that was Zombie contacting me, and her username was Lesby Friends. Yeah. And she reached out to me and she was like, and we ended up finding out that we had a mutual friend. And but the funniest part is MySpace was not an easy search. You could not search, you had to search someone's friends
Yeah.
pages in order to find someone. It was not a searchable site. And so she looked through the band's friends page. Like,
Oh, she went
I
hunting
think there
for
was
you.
something like, yeah, there were over like 200, 300 people that she had to go through, and she found me and contacted me. She crept up on me and slipped into my DMs. That's what happened.
Were they DMs back then?
They were because it was a private message.
Okay.
So she private messaged me on MySpace. Hmm.
Yeah, there's. I think I know this for. I'm pretty sure I know this for a fact. There was I found a girl on MySpace that I've actually become very good friends with, though we've never met in person. And she lives back home in New Jersey, probably an hour and a half from my parents. And I friended her on MySpace because she was somehow friends with my best friend. And I know for a fact they'd never met. She probably just thought this guy was cute because my best friend. I'm not. He's a good looking dude. He's a good looking dude. Matt is. I was like, oh wow, this girl's really cute. So I added her, friended her, and then I think I literally searched for her on Facebook after MySpace started to not become a thing. And yeah, and after that we just kind of been really good friends ever since. Like I send her a Christmas card or like a little gift for her and her nieces every year. But yeah, my
Aw.
MySpace was for those of you that don't know what
MySpace was the
MySpace
shit.
is, MySpace was Facebook essentially, but for everybody. And then it
Except
became,
for you got to learn how to HTML, like you got to learn how to like
oh
web page
yeah,
build.
yeah, that's right,
Remember building the
because
web pages?
it was essentially your own web page. You're right,
Uh-huh.
because I had this is going to date me. Um, fuck it, I'm not even embarrassed to tell this story. I had on my page at one point. This story is actually great. Snakes on a plane themed. So
That's
it
great.
gets better. So this was while I was in college. So and Facebook was just starting to come into its own around like 2005 ish. Um, I was the group I don't want to call it a club, the organization I was in college. The president messaged me on Facebook, said, "Hey, I can't message you on MySpace because I have a fear of snakes." Blah 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 blah. I'm
Oh
like,
my god.
yeah, like her fear of snakes was that great that she couldn't even handle like I don't remember what the snakes on a plane theme was. I'm sure if I search my MySpace page, it might actually still be there. Probably not because I'm sure I changed it, every other week, like every other, angsty you know, 19, 20 year old back then. But yeah, that's right. I completely forgot about that, and I completely forgot about that story just now. That's
That's great. That's a
yeah,
good story.
yeah. My MySpace was the now and then. I think after Facebook kind of took over social networking, it kind of became more of a place for
Hmm.
bands, which it always was.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a place where bands can kind of go out there and just be like, hey, send random people a link to their page. Because I got a few of those, and I was like, what the hell
Hmm.
is this? I was like, oh, okay, cool, music. I like music.
And they could
Um,
play their music on the
yeah.
actual page too, so that was a big help for like musicians. Like I don't feel like Facebook nearly was as beneficial to musicians as MySpace
Oh,
was.
absolutely. I definitely. I think most people, and I think everybody would agree that MySpace kind of put a lot of those smaller
It was a great
garage
place to be.
bands on
Yeah.
the map.
Oh yeah, great garage band. I mean, that's how I found a lot of bands.
Yeah, I don't, and it's a shame. There was I want to say I think I don't know, maybe not the Fray. I don't think there's any big bands now um that were like that made it big because of MySpace that I know of at least. I don't.
I think they could have if it would have been, but the lifespan of MySpace was so short
Right.
in comparison to like where Facebook has been.
Yeah. And I mean MySpace again, but like you said, MySpace did so much for those smaller, bands that nobody heard of. Because I got like friend requests for bands like on the other side of the country, and they were pretty
Yeah.
decent. Yeah, I don't ever think it was anything too local. Not that I would have gone to see them live anyway, because I didn't. Kind of like now where we're not supposed to leave our house. I never left the house back when when I was younger. That's why this whole social distancing thing is working out for me, because I never went anywhere
Right.
to begin with. Oh, that's actually not true. I used to. There was a friend of mine who I'm surprised hasn't called me yet because it's Friday night. Friday nights, her and I would go out to the. There's a casino like 30 minutes from here, so that used to be. That's like our like nightly thing, but casinos aren't a thing anymore for the time
Nope.
being, which is a good thing because now I don't have to worry about blowing 30, $40 at the casino. Um, I digress though. I want to ask you about the stream team you're on. I think
Queer
it's
women gaming.
Queer Women Gaming. How did you get
Hmm.
involved with them?
They actually started following me on Twitter. Um, the stream team did, and so then I started looking into it, and I found out that quite a bit of streamers that I knew, like Red Sonja and Johnny, were in it, and Nico, and so I was like, you know what, this seems like a great place. It's it's a positive environment for queer women in gaming, and so I applied and I got on the team.
And how long have you been? Was that like right after you got affiliate?
No, this was probably I've probably been with Queer Women Gaming for about 2 years.
Oh, okay.
For about 2 years. So yeah.
And they're a pretty big team from
Yeah,
what I've
yeah,
seen,
we're
because
a pretty big team.
I've gone into your. This is gonna this is gonna sound really stalkerish, but it's not. Like
No,
I've
it's fine.
because I mean,
It's cool.
you host
You
some
can creep on
pretty
me anytime.
you host some pretty cool streamers. When I go in there, I'm like, oh, who's Raven hosting? And there's been a
I
few.
try. I try.
I can't name any off the top of my head, but there's been a few. I'm like, wow, these people are there's some pretty hip ladies um on there. Uh,
Indeed. I love it because it's a very like positive environment, and it's also very supportive, like for all things dealing with like queer issues as well. So that's really nice. Like they have, the Discord has whole sections for queer health,
oh wow,
and just talking about specifically dealing with like queer issues in healthcare and stuff. So it's pretty neat, and mental health care as well, and people being able to like talk about mental health and
that's That's really awesome. I did not I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's great. I think it's really important. I think you know I don't think Twitch isn't just about watch. At least in my opinion, isn't just about watching people play video games. It's about like building essentially relationships. I mean relationships in its broadest term, not like you know what I mean. Um,
Hmm.
Forming relationships, meeting people, networking, and helping people. And it's really good to see these LGBT groups, and not necessarily not just LGBT. I'm sure there's other groups out there that are that help that are willing to help, and they're there for each other.
Hmm.
And that's I think that's really great, and it's important, especially in the world we live in today, where that support's not always there. It's important that people have an outlet, whether they're LGBT, disabled, or what have you. That there's a place that they can go for a few hours a day, you know, 4 days a week. That's safe, and I think that's important, and I think that's one of the things I think Twitch gets right. And yeah, that's
I completely agree. That's actually, one of the reasons why I think it's important. I think that's like the biggest thing that I wanted to create. I wanted to create a very safe environment for people to just be able to come, relax, and get away from the world. And there's a lot of crazy shit and negative stuff that goes on in the world, but I just wanted a place that we could all kind of escape to and just have fun and talk about things that we need to talk about, you know?
no, and yeah, I think, and again, I'm not trying to pad your ego or suck up or anything. Because I think I do a lot of that. I even do that at work. Like I've been, and this is I won't use the expression, but I've kind of been like sucking up to like my bosses, some of my bosses lately, just because like my work's done. They've done so much for their employees during everything with COVID-19 and everything, and I look at my job compared to another store that's blue and sells the same products and what they're doing, and it's night and day, night and day. One store all about the dollars and cents. Another store, yeah, dollars and cents are important, but so are people, and not just our customers, but the people who serve our customers are important. And that's kind of why I'm like I've bought my store manager. I bought her like a monster like twice this week just to say thanks for being out on the floor,
Oh,
essentially being on the front lines with us, because
that's
it's
not sucking up. That's
yeah,
just showing appreciation.
and it's because it's scary out there right now, and it's stressful, and everybody's emotions are just so like everyone's just so high strung right now. Like I don't think I told you. I forget who I told yesterday. Like I lost it at work yesterday. Like on the floor, I'm like I just the slur, just a spew of expletives. My one associate who I'm friends with behind me goes, "Dude, calm down. Watch, you need to calm down, dude." And I'm like, "Yep, you're right. Like this is not the way to act." And I thought, and this isn't the way to think because this is not, and I don't ever recommend anybody does this, but I had thought about calling out today. I was like, you know what? I'm off for like 4 days, 4 or 5 days after Friday. Screw it. I'll take Friday off. I'll sleep in. I'll relax. I have the stream at night. I'll be able to get everything done, so I'll start on time for a change. And then I saw my paycheck for this past week, and it was nice. I mean, mind you, half of it's gone now because I had to pay rent and groceries, and I also bought Animal Crossing for Switch. But that's all stuff I need.
Ooh,
I looked at
that
the.
is a necessity right now.
It is, and I was like, you know what? I think the pain and suffering is worth it for that, extra that extra 100 and $50. And maybe it's not, and I don't recommend anybody ever do it for the money. Like, I think, and works even. My managers have said that, like, listen, if you guys need the time, take it. They gave full timers an extra 80 hours of PTO and part timers 40 extra hours. Whereas the other
That's
store,
good.
yeah, we're
That's
not,
so good.
yeah, and we're not running any of our, like, this is our busiest time of the year we're coming into. Like, April, May, June are probably three of our busiest months, and we're not running any of our sales. We have Spring Black Friday, which might have been either today or next Friday. Not running that ad. We're not running it. No ads. Whereas the other store was going to. They eventually they pulled it later, but they weren't closing early. They were going to run all their ads. They're closed Easter Sunday, and they're not paying their employees for it either. My ex roommate used to work for I'll say their name, Lowe's. She used to work for Lowe's, and she found a better job. Put in her 2 weeks. I was like, fuck them. You should just walk out. You don't. You always come home miserable. They treat you like shit. I wouldn't put in my 2 weeks, and she came home the next day early, and she's like, "You're right." They walked me out. I was like, "Yeah, they're scumbags. They're a shit company. So don't shop at Lowe's." That's
I've told you how I feel
yes,
about
that's
Home
that
Depot
is
versus Lowe's.
I I apologize for going on a tangent on that, but that's just
It's okay.
yeah.
No worries.
um, what is I'm running out of things to ask, and we've only been doing this for an hour. I would say I was really nervous because I was excited and
This was
nervous
great. I don't know
because
why you were nervous.
I wanted
You were doing
Raven
awesome.
I wanted Raven to be my first because she's and I again not sucking up. I genuinely mean this. You're like one of my favorite people on Twitch and just in general. You're just so much fun to be around. Like I'm not joking when I tell you Monday and Tuesday night suck because I'm like
Aw.
and I don't want to make you feel bad either. So I apologize if that's how that comes
No,
off.
it's
It's
okay.
just I get home from work Monday night and I'm like, ugh, I'm tired. I'm like, oh wait, I got Raven tonight, and then I'm like, 11 o'clock rolls around. I'm like, fuck, it's Monday. I gotta wait two more. I gotta wait 2 days before I can see Raven again, and it's but at the same time, I think that's a compliment because you you brighten my day, so I know you must brighten everyone else's, and
That's a huge compliment.
yeah, and that's why I wanted you to be the first person I interviewed, but at the same time, I'm like, if I fuck this up, if I botch this, I'm gonna be so mad because I shouldn't have made Raven my first interview, because I want to get all the bugs out and everything.
No, you did. This has been great.
And yeah, I'm glad, and hopefully everybody in chat is enjoying this, because I like this because this is something different. 4 or 5 years ago when I first started streaming. Oh my God, Raven! Thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Oh my God, and the
I
alerts
don't know what you're talking
work.
about. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're talking about.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. I didn't do anything.
Though I don't know if that's the right alert image, but that's okay. This is still a work in progress. Um where was I? Oh, I was singing your praises. Thank you again. Thank you very much for that. Oh, hang on. What are
You're
we doing here?
welcome.
I got alerts popping up. There we go.
I
Um
wanted the tiny Ryoko.
so now you get emotes and emotes and emote. That is
I love it.
yeah, thank you. But no, that's why I'm glad this is going well because I would have been so mad at myself. I'm like, wow, ooh, and you get that first badge too. Um,
Yeah.
Raven, I wanted this to go great, but I'm glad. I'm glad. And there's a reason I want you to be my first one. But there was also a reason I didn't want you to be the first one because if this went terribly, then I've been like shit. But
It did
yeah,
go terribly. This has been great.
yeah, I'm having fun again. Hopefully,
You're having
everybody in chat is enjoying this as well. I appreciate everybody coming out so far for this. But yeah, this what was I? Oh, so yeah, like 4 years ago when I first started streaming, again I was doing it from the laptop, but again, it the only camera I have is this little one right up here. Oh, what's that? Dead skin. That's great. That's attractive. I was doing cooking streams. The wig I had at the time wasn't all that great. I didn't have a cute outfit like I have on now, which I like this outfit. This wasn't the one I was originally going to go with, but I couldn't get the other one figured out. It wasn't comfortable, and I was starting to get aggravated. But I did cooking streams from my parents' kitchen with this, and I had to do it. I don't. I'm gonna say this, and this isn't a dig on my parents. I love my parent, and I miss. I'm absolutely devastated that I'm not gonna get to spend Easter weekend with them. Um. So yeah, I love my parents and I miss them. I wish I could be home. But I would do cooking with Ryoko dressed up um, when they weren't home, when they would go down to visit my sister or do whatever for like a weekend. Or if I knew they weren't going to be home until later in the day, I would, God, I was really bad at makeup back then too. Not that I'm much better now, but I would do all that then when they weren't home because I, they don't know um, this side of Ryoko, and I don't know how they would take it, and I don't know if I'm ready to share that because I
There's
don't know.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and because I don't know where I stand. I guess we can get real for a second. Um, I had asked a streamer friend of mine. Her and I had like a deep talk one night. Kind of like almost kind of something similar to this, but it was just through Discord messaging, and I forget what I said to her. I think we were talking about coming out to parents, and I'm like, "How did you come out to your parents?" And she's like, "Well, before I could come out to my parents, I had to come out to myself." And I don't know, like this was probably 2 years ago we had this conversation, if not longer. And there was just something like I don't know, like beautiful about that statement that like I don't know, like it struck a chord with me, and I'm like, that's I get that. Like if you're not honest with yourself, how can you be
You have to
honest
come
with
out to
with
yourself first.
yeah.
Hmm.
Um,
Yep.
and again, I don't know where I land, which side of the fence I land on in the LGBT plus community, or if I land anywhere at all.
And
I
that's
don't know.
okay.
That's I mean, but I guess bringing it back, um, yeah. So that's I've come a long way with streaming and whatnot, like a long way from cooking with Ryoko. And if Ryu sure is still here, they can tell you kind of where the stream used to be 4 or 5 years ago from my parents' kitchen, cooking, Brussels sprouts and other bullshit on the stove to this. And this has been something I've been toying with. Like I wanted to do something different, and yeah, like I said, I'm glad that it's not a train wreck because that would be really
Definitely.
bad. Um, and I'm hoping once I get a PC, which I need that stimulant package that they're sending
Yeah,
us.
we're gonna get those. I think next we should get it by
I think next week. I
I
think
think next
I
week.
got
Yeah.
an email from my credit union that the IRS, I guess, was saying, as early as this week, which I think means next week, because it's Good Friday, money, and Easter Sunday's Easter, and Monday I
Hmm.
think is technically a bank holiday. Not that banks are
It
really
is.
open,
Yeah.
so I mean, no money's gonna move until Tuesday, Wednesday, which is fine. I'm not in any, and I'm in not, and I was talking to Tiny, tries things about this, and I'm like, I don't need like a green screen. I don't need a PC. I want them, but I'm not gonna run out and buy all that shit because it's not necessary right now. It's like people coming into work and buying fucking flowers. Like,
Yeah.
you don't need flowers. You need a toilet. You need a hot water tank. Those things are
Hmm.
essential. They're crucial. Or you'll be pooping in a bucket, or you won't have any heat in your house or hot water, and then you'll stink. Um, sorry, I keep derailing. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Um, yeah, I'm just having fun. Like, this is oh, that's what I guess what are your goals and hopes for your stream, and I guess just life in general.
Say that again.
What
You
are
cut.
your goals and I guess hopes and goals for not just your stream, but I guess for yourself.
I just want to keep growing and keep trying new things. I've started getting into some different things. Kind of like creating new types of content. Like I did TikTok, and so I've been doing painting videos, and it's a type of art called acrylic flow art.
Hmm.
And so I've been doing a lot of that, and I kind of want to like interject that into my streams somehow, and hopefully do some live streams of that as well. And I think my overall like just goals is just to keep creating this environment that I already have, but like growing with that. So,
I guess do you have any? I guess my follow up question to that would be in regards to
and
the
definitely keep the environment I already have because I love my community.
you do
But
have a your community's definitely great
wonderful.
and wonderful. They're all awesome people, and I know a few of them have popped in tonight. So I appreciate
Yes.
them coming over. Um, I guess my follow up to that is I guess I forget what my follow up is, but I'll ask this: what I guess so why what is have you been hesitant to incorporate the painting into a
No.
stream?
I'm just I'm learning. I
Okay.
just started doing this type of painting. I had never done this type of painting before, and I wanted to try something new. And actually Tiny kind of inspired me with that, with her starting doing perlers and stuff. And I thought, I was like, you know what, I would really want to get back into art. And so I just kind of like, I found these painting videos on YouTube, and I was just like mesmerized by the way that you can create these really beautiful abstract works of art
Hmm.
with like different methods and such. It's very scientific,
That's
which
awesome.
speaks to my science side because that's what I have a degree in. So
Can I ask what field of science? 'Cause my best friend had a biology.
I was a biology. I
Oh,
have
really? No
a
kidding.
Bachelor of Science in Biology.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's
yeah.
what I
He
graduated with, and I worked in laboratories for about 10
Oh,
years.
really? Yeah.
Hmm.
He's a scientist. He works down in Wilmington, Delaware. I think he's not. It's not DuPont, but it's not that name probably means anything. Um,
DuPont does
yeah.
mean something. Hmm.
Um,
It's a chemical manufacturer
yeah. I'm pretty sure.
and
I'm a
oil, I think,
bad
too.
friend. You think I would know what he does for a living? But I know they've changed names um, over the years. But he's been doing that since he graduated. His whole family, like his brothers, are all smart. Like his middle brother's can be kind of a dope, but they're brilliant. All and their dad was did science I think for a number of years. So that's yeah, he was a biology major, and I think his I want to say his wife was too, or was somehow in science. She's a doctor at the Children's Hospital, AI DuPont, which is where ironically I went for all my back surgeries when I was a kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I did want to add about art. I know when Tiny was I don't know if she was really on the fence, but I guess she was like entertaining the idea about just being, be like, what if I just did perlers? And my thought process is like, when I found Tiny, I wasn't searching for, I want to say she's
Gaming.
playing Mario Maker. I wasn't
Hmm.
searching for a certain video game. I was searching for LGBT streamers.
Personality. A person.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
person. I'm not.
Hmm.
I don't go to your stream to watch you, you know, play Heavy Rain or Anna or
Hmm.
Portal. I go there, for the connection
Yeah.
that I've formed with you. I go for the. I'm not there for the game. I'm there for the streamer. Like you could stream, I don't know, a toilet seat for 4 hours, and like, hey guys, what do you think of this toilet seat? I don't know. It's like you could do a little cleaning to it. Like, oh,
Hmm.
it doesn't matter what the. I mean, yeah, content, I guess, matters, but it's more for me. It's about the connection, um,
I
with
agree.
a person.
That's how I feel. Um, but yeah, to answer the question of why I haven't done it on stream yet or why I haven't put it in my stream is because I'm still learning the techniques and everything, and I want to get better at that. So I'm doing videos first, and then also, just to kind of build up like me, being able to do it, and then I'll do it live. But I also need to get another camera,
Oh,
so
I gotcha.
that's an, that's a part of it.
I read. I don't know if you have any of these. If you don't, this is more product placement brought to you by Ryoko. The Wise cameras, WYZE. They're little security cameras. They range from like $20 to $40.
Mm.
They're great. They're fantastic. I have two in my little apartment, and they work wonders. Not that I'm in a bad
Yeah.
neighborhood or anything. It's just more so for peace of mind.
Hmm.
Um, I read on their website where they, I guess, with everything going on, and you know how expensive webcams can be, that there's a workaround where you can turn the web, essentially the security camera, into a little webcam. Um, so that's if you're looking for another camera, I don't. You'd have to check out their website, but they're really good cameras. I don't know how good the webcam they are, but they're really good security cameras.
Okay.
So Wise, if anybody from Wise is listening, you can make the checkout to Ryoko. You're welcome. I mean, I love. I mean, they're a great product. Anytime I see anybody at work holding one, I'm like, ooh, let me go over and talk to them and tell them what a great product they have in their hand. Yeah, webcams aren't cheap because I've been looking at them as well.
Yeah,
Um,
it's about. I mean, my Logitech was about $80.
yeah, I've been looking at a few that are like $40 or $50. Um,
Hmm.
because I'm trying to do all this on a budget because half of that Corona money is gonna have to go towards my one credit
They
card.
put. I would. I mean, well, they don't put anything on sale anymore, so
No,
never
well,
mind.
especially, and that's what Tiny and I were talking about green screens, and
Nothing is on sale.
yeah, she's like, right now everything's inflated because of everything that's going on.
Hmm.
Like, and again, I'm
Everything is
not, and that
inflated.
goes
It's
back to my
yeah.
point where I'm not in a hurry. I mean, I'm in a hurry because I love to spend money. It's a, it's definitely it's definitely a drug to me. Thank God I'm not into drugs, because that's what I'd be like. I'm just gonna spend all my money on crack. Um, yeah,
Sorry.
I've
This is
yeah,
dumb.
good. I'm glad I'm not addicted to like drugs or cigarettes or
Thank
anything
God I'm
that.
not addicted to
Yeah.
crack. I don't like it. It's just
um. Yeah, because that's it's a problem. Like I love spending money. I bought like makeup shit last night. Not a lot, just a few things. Probably didn't need that. Um, definitely. Well, I definitely needed Animal Crossing. That I needed that. That was something important that needed to be purchased. So I'll defend that. That was a necessity,
hmm
right? No one's
we all
gonna
have needs,
no one's
right?
gonna disagree
We
with
all
me
have
on that,
needs.
right? Anybody,
Mm-mm. You
yeah.
shouldn't deny yourself all things. No.
No, I need everything. That's why, like,
Well, good for you.
I should I shouldn't tell you this because you're gonna yell at me. Like, there's some weeks where I've I've donated to channels or gifted too many subs, and at the end of it, I wake up like 2 days later. Well, I don't wake up 2 days later, but I look at my account 2 days later. I'm like, oh wow, I'm in the negative. Probably should have
Okay.
gifted all those subs.
you best to watch a bank account. Keep track of your bills. Don't be like that.
Thankfully,
Now I sound like
my
your mom.
yeah.
I'm like, now I sound like mom. You're making me
Now,
sound like a mom.
Ryoko, don't go spending all your
Now,
money.
Ryoko, don't you spend all that money, okay?
You gotta take care of
Save
your
it for your-
bills, sweetie. But mom, I just want to gift Taryn all these subs to her channel. Well, she's not even live. She won't ever know.
I know. I love it that there was a hype train on Besso. whenever
That
he was off.
that was probably one of my favorite things ever because it was
So
just
great.
I don't even know who said to do it, but everyone's like, "Yeah, let's go to Besso's
I'm
channel
pretty
and
sure it was
just start
Tiny.
a hype train." Everyone just goes in
Pretty
there.
sure it was Tiny.
Oh God.
It sounds like Tiny.
Yeah,
She's a sweetheart.
yeah,
So
that was really funny. Um, well, I want to save that question to the end. How long is the interview? Oh wait, that question's for me. Um, I don't know. Is there anybody? I know I made it a channel redemption point thing, but I know a lot of people. This is their first time here, probably. If anybody in chat has a question for Sliced Raven and would like to ask it, go ahead. Like I said, as long as it's appropriate and it's not too lewd or
It's not too lewd.
too
Even though
lewd.
my entire stream is too lewd.
And don't ask her for her bad dragon
No,
account
yeah,
information.
yeah, that stuff.
That's
That's
private. That
it's
is
kind of
private.
off limits.
Let me see. So the last question. First, this whole idea of dinner with Ryoko, I guess, stemmed from the fact that I've been wanting to do like a podcast with someone because I had a friend in college and her and I kind of like took a crack at it and it never really got off the ground. And then somebody at work was like, "Dude, you should do a podcast. You have a great voice." And I was like, "Yeah, I know. I did radio in college, so I know I both have the voice and the face for radio." So I was like,
Shush over there.
so I was like, well, there's like maybe only a couple people. I mean, it was the first person I thought of when I thought about doing a podcast. I think it was before I even met any of you guys. There's nothing in there. Was somebody I still talk to her occasionally, but not as much as I used to. Was her, but I don't know like her schedule, and her and I aren't as tight or close as we used to be. So I was like, well, that's probably out the window. And then I don't know what this popped in my mind. I was like, well, what if like I did like an interview with people? I'm like, what if I ate and put food in my mouth while we did it? That'd be kind of cool. And then I was like, well, what kind of things would I ask? And there was one question that kept kind of circling my mind, and that came from there's a podcast I listened to called Query with Cameron Esposito, which I highly recommend. She's great. The ex roomie's girlfriend that I used to work with recommended it to me, and I was like, okay. So I checked it out, and it's great. And she would end every podcast like the last question she would ask would be, is there, I want you to shout out a queero, which is a person, place, or thing that kind of made you comfortable. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. I can't do that because that's plagiarism or stealing. So in the spirit of that, though, I'm like, well, I could ask, like, what does so then I thought, this is going back to I met somebody on Tinder which I don't recommend Tinder.
Ooh.
Yeah. I met somebody on Tinder and we're hitting it off, and she was like really into me, which is kind of weird to me because, and I'm not looking for points here, but it's weird when someone is like into you, right? You're like, dude, what the hell's wrong with this person, right? You're
Oh
almost you're
yeah,
like,
I
dude,
don't
what the
even know
like
when
is this
people are into me.
yeah,
Like I said, I didn't know my wife was into me.
like
Like
this person is trolling me. I'm getting catfished. I'm getting catfished right now, and this person just wants to kill me or, break my heart. That is what they are after. I know it. So this woman and I kind of hit it off. The only issue was she had a she had a husband. And I guess they were essentially like looking for a unicorn or whatever.
oh. Oh.
Yeah, and she's like, I don't want to get too. I'll get graphic. Who cares? It's a mature channel.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. I guess like whatever her and I did or would do, he would have to be involved somehow.
I,
Um,
I I
which
personally couldn't do that,
yeah.
but
Oh,
that's
and don't, and spoiler, I didn't do it. I was like, you know what? On second thought, I'm not really comfortable with this. Goodbye. And that was the end of it. Um, but anyway, the one question I posed to her because I was like, because she identifies I think as bi, so I was trying to be like philosophical and deep with her. I was like, well, what does being bisexual mean to you? And she's like, I don't know. It means I like both girls and guys. And I'm like, you're fucking boring. And I should have ended it. I should have ended it there. Oh, oh, that's just okay. I was like, that's such a like not that's such not an answer. Like, what does liking pizza mean to you? Like, it means I enjoy cheese, bread, sauce, and meat all together. Like, I don't know. It was so. I guess I wanted to. I guess to end interviews, and I guess we can keep going if you want. It's already almost 11. I don't know. Well, I guess 10 o'clock Raven standard time.
yeah.
But what is I guess, and I have it written down like this, but I don't know if necessarily know if I like the question like that.
Mhm.
But like, what is being, I guess, a lesbian mean to you? And then I'll ask the actual question that I have written down.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That sorry, the doggos were
The
going
doggos.
crazy. Zombies like
I heard her.
zombies like in there. Yeah, yeah, that was her yelling at them because they don't. I mean, like, well, because Sheen is actually deaf, so
Oh, really?
um, yeah, it was at least partially. Yeah, she's older, so she can't hear very well.
Oh,
So we kind of have to like yell louder for her to be able to hear otherwise, or actually physically walk over there and like signal her. So but she still barks. I don't know what she thinks she hears or doesn't hear. I don't know, but yeah, she goes crazy. uh Anyways, sorry. So that is a hard question to answer. Like what being a lesbian means to me. I mean, I came out when I was 21. I was terrified. I came out to myself first, yeah, and then I came out to my family. And it's, I think that it, being a lesbian is fucking great, but you know, um, as a, I mean, I love women. I personally think that we were put into the world as far as like LGBT community to teach people acceptance, to teach people that there are differences and that's okay. And um, nothing is black and white, and there's a spectrum. And I just think that that's what it means to me, is that sense of pride in that.
yeah. I like that answer.
In the history and just everything, everything that LGBT people have gone through and how far we've come.
Yeah, I mean, if you look back when I think you and I are around. I think you're just a few years younger than me, right? I think so.
Hmm.
Yeah, we'll say that. And I know when we were like growing up in high school, like it wasn't really talked about. Um, it definitely wasn't. I don't think it was. It definitely wasn't encouraged. Um, to be to be gay or
Oh, there was only one out girl in my school.
I don't
One.
think I'm pretty
And she was
oblivious.
bullied terribly.
What was that?
She was bullied
Oh,
terribly.
I bet.
So,
And I don't think yeah, I don't think I mean I half of my class could have been identified as gay and I wouldn't have known because I'm still to this day pretty oblivious. I didn't know Elton John was gay until I was like in my 20s. Um, my mom's like, "Yeah, he's gay." I was like, "What?" Like, "Yeah, he's always been gay." I'm like, "Oh,
he's always
like I didn't
he's been gay the
know."
whole time. The whole
Yeah.
time he was gay. Um,
um,
yeah.
yeah. I mean,
I felt like that about Lily Tomlin. I didn't know Lily Tomlin was gay for like a long
the
time.
Lily Tomlin, who isn't she? Oh, that's Rita.
Hmm.
I'm thinking of Rita Perlman.
Grace and Frankie. Have you seen
The
Grace and Frankie with
the she's gay too.
Lily Tomlin is gay. Yeah, she's been. Oh yeah,
I had
she
no
used to
idea.
do Olivia Cruz's. She used to do her comedy shows. She would go and do stand up comedy on Olivia Cruz lines.
I had no idea.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
That's why it's great that she's on Grace and Frankie because she's playing someone who's married to a man, but her husband is gay, you know,
Hmm.
and that's like the whole story of Grace and Frankie is that it's the two women who are married to men who were business partners, and then they find out that their husbands are gay.
Huh.
It's a great show. I
Grace and
love Grace
Frankie.
and
I'll have to, is
Frankie.
that
Yeah, it's
what
a
is
Netflix
is it
original.
on Netflix? I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's a Netflix original. It's
Yeah,
really good.
there weren't. I mean, again, I was very oblivious and ignorant. Um, when I was younger. And I like to think I've come a long way from in the last 15, 20 years of my life. I'm more honest and open with myself. Obviously, I mean, I'm wearing
That's
this
good.
beautiful dress, which I absolutely
Look
love.
gorgeous.
I wasn't always that way. I like to think I was pretty ignorant as a young Ryoko, but I like to think you don't forget your past transgressions, but you learn from them. And I don't know who I said this to. If I was talking about it last night, or maybe I said this in a dream. But I don't think we're not defined by like our mistakes and our flaws, but we're defined by how we learn from them and how we change from them. Um, you can be an ignorant, arrogant, bigot, and that's. But I think if you're able to essentially make that change and be like, wow, okay, I'm an asshole. I'm going to do better. I think people can change and they can evolve. And I think that's what should define people is not their past transgressions, but how they learn and evolve from them. I don't know if
I
everybody.
completely agree. No, that's how I feel completely. I do. We're all works in progress. I actually
Yes,
tweeted that out today.
absolutely. I've
Um,
learned.
and we're not going to be the same people that we were. And today, 10 years from now, we're going to be a resemblance of ourselves, of course. We're always going to stay our core self.
Right.
But we evolve, we change, we become, I mean, that should be the goal is to just try to be better and just always looking, but accepting ourselves
Right.
at the same time.
And I like to think I kind of had a come to Jesus moment recently at work. And I'm not gonna tell the story because I'll I'll get emotional. But I realized that I need to be, and you'll probably disagree. Um, but I need to be a better person. Like I've I don't know there's a reason, I'm living by myself, I think, partly. Um, and that's something I've struggled with the last 2 years that I've been in this apartment. It's been 3 years tonight today that I've been living up here, and 2 years that I've been completely, you know, on my own, utterly on my own. And I think that's a result of me. I don't know, just not being a bad person, because I don't think I'm a bad person, but I just need to be better. I need to be a better person. And I know someone said something at work, and I was like, I don't, and it made me realize like I don't. And again, you're going to disagree, and I get it. I don't appreciate people as much as I should. Um,
I do disagree with that.
and I mean, yeah, yeah, it's again. I like to think I've come a long way since then, but at the same time, like clearly, I haven't, because I still do shitty things to people that do good things for me. Um, but like you said, we're all a work in progress,
We
and we're
are.
we're ever
So
changing, and
perfectionism isn't realistic.
right. Um, yeah, but we're always working towards being better, and that's something I think I've struggled with. Um, but then I have other issues, that I have to work through as well. But that's neither here nor there. So that question is like designed to be, I think, like the last question, and then if anything happens, after that, that's cool.
Okay.
But the original question was supposed to be, what does being a queer streamer mean to you? And I guess I want to add to that is, what do you think your responsibility as a as an LGBT, you know person, and as an LGBT streamer is? What is your responsibility to the LGBT community and your community on Twitch?
Well, I think that my being an LGBTQ streamer is it means to me about it's I just think it's very important for LGBT people in general to be visible. Visibility is extremely important. I think that people need to see someone that they can connect with, someone that they can, identify with.
Hmm.
I think that's a big part of finding yourself. Um, and so I kind of want to be that for people, and as well as create like a safe environment and that they can enjoy, that they don't have to feel like, I remember whenever, you know, early on, Zombie and I were first together, the only place that we could really do that at was Pride.
Right.
And, so that's sad that you only have a one event that you can feel like you can go and just be completely yourself. That's really sad. But that's why we have Pride. But the visibility is just so important. It's and representation and good representations are really important too. So I don't know, I think that that's what it means to me, and that's what I want to project out there. And I think it's my responsibility to create that safe space and and to make sure that my community can be themselves fully, and you know have
Yeah,
that acceptance
and it's
and that love.
and you mentioned, like a safe space, and that's like there's certain, like, I feel safe around certain people on Twitch. Like there's some nights like I'm hesitant to stream, and that's maybe that's bad, but like my community isn't that big yet. So, and like the people, my guard is, I kind of keep my guard up. It's not a very strong guard, but I kind of I keep it up regardless. And like let's just like on nights that Terran's a great mod, and like I know if Terran's in here or if you're in here, and it doesn't really work out because I know like you stream and you have you work all day and then you come home, and same thing with Terran. But I try and maybe I shouldn't do this. I try to work my schedule at a point where I'm like, okay, I know person X is going to be in here, so I can stream and I'll be safe. Because that's what I
Mhm.
like. And that was part of the reason I didn't stream. I quit streaming
I understand that.
because
I can understand that.
my ex roomie was she made me feel safe. I knew if I was streaming, I wasn't going to have any issues because they were in here. And
Yeah, that's very important, I think, for a streamer from the streamer's side.
I mean,
I feel like that is.
I can tell you, I think Twitch has come, and maybe I'm wrong, and you can correct me if I am. I think Twitch has come a long way as far as trolls in the last 4 or 5 years, where you don't. I haven't had that many in here. I mean, we've been in talk shows and podcasting for almost 2 hours now, and no trolls. You know, knock on
Mhm.
wood.
Well, I spend a lot of time in just chatting too, and I honestly don't get as many as
Right.
I'm very
Oh,
lucky. So,
it's a that's a follow alert.
Alex,
Thank
hi,
you
Alex.
so much for that follow. I really appreciate it. And for the host, I'm so glad the alerts are working too. Um Let me do this. Tonight I'm having dinner with I actually just finished eating. I didn't eat very much, but that's because it got cold. That's something I got to work on with this is dinner. It's also like not like 11 o'clock at night. But tonight I'm having dinner with Sliced Raven. Her channel is right there. You can give it a link. I'm sure you already know who Raven is. Just saw
Yeah,
Raven's
it's Alex.
post in her
It's
announcement
Alex.
area.
Yeah. Hmm.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate that. That's very sweet of you. That brings us to 117 followers. Wow, it's come a long way. Um,
Heck yeah.
but yeah, like that's being safe is important, and like you mentioned, being in just chatting. Like I don't see as many trolls, and I'm sure they're still out there, lurking in the shadows, waiting to pounce on unsuspecting streamers.
Oh
But
yeah.
it
Most of them are
seems,
pretty terrible at trolling, honestly.
yeah, I've seen some real bad stuff from streamers in my old community, where they actually had to stop streaming for
Yeah,
like
it can get.
several weeks.
I've been in some really bad ones. Yeah.
Um, but it just seems, and again, it just seems like it's almost curtailed a bit. Alex said,
I know, right, Alex? Right? That's what I said. I came on. I didn't even know that Ryoko did that. And I came on and I turned on the stream and I was like, hobbies crouching. Accurate.
um, yeah, and I think you do. I guess going back to the safe space, I think you definitely do a great job of creating that safe space for LGBT and just anybody in general. That wants to come in and just be themselves or just get away from reality for 4 hours or however many hours. Um, so
Well,
yeah,
thank
you
you.
do. Yeah, I think, and I think that all the same could be said for Tiny. Um, does a great job. Her community and you
I
know
love Tiny's community. Yeah,
yeah, they're great.
definitely. I
Now,
love hanging out in there.
how did I don't know if we talked about this earlier. Because that's how I found you was through Tiny.
Mhm.
Tiny's Discord. I don't even think I'd seen you in her chat when I first started following her. I think one day I saw, in her now live. I was like, oh wow, I want to meet some of these people. And I was like, who's this supreme lesbian? So I think that's what you are
Lesbian
in
Supreme, you are.
Lesbian Supreme in her channel. I was like, oh, and I don't think I got there till like 4 or 5 days after, because I was either working or too tired. And I clicked on you one time, and the rest, as they say,
It's
is
history.
history. Um,
So you wanted to know how I met Tiny?
yes, yes.
I met Tiny through Johnny. So I've known Johnny. Oh gosh, I've known Johnny for almost 3 years.
Okay.
Um,
So as long as you've been streaming, almost.
Almost, yeah. We met that summer. We met that summer. I think late in that summer we met. No, actually, it was that fall. So it would probably be about 3 years this coming fall. And she found my stream. I think through Nico's,
Okay.
and so we've been friends. But yeah, so Johnny took a break from streaming for about a month and met Tiny, and they ended up starting to date, and then that's how I met Tiny, and I started going to his streams, and then we got to be just as, I mean, I the both of them, I've considered them some of my best friends. they're they're the most incredible people. Like, they're so encouraging, so supportive, so they've been there for me a lot. So
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I think they're both. I know when I did my 12-hour stream, I'm a
and Tiny
terrible.
would be saying, gross, Raven, gross.
When I did my 12-hour stream, and I don't know how accurate the viewer thing is, but I clicked on this a few times to see like, oh, who's still in here? 8 hours in, and here's Johnny, just lurking. I was like, oh, it's really sweet. So yeah, they're both awesome. Tiny's, you know, I think she's just got such. I think she's got charisma. Not that other people don't, but she's just the way she presents herself. She does a great job. Um, and that's the
I
thing I
agree.
think with with you and Tiny and Enviro and Sever and Sean and everyone. You guys are just you just come off as genuine and real. Like some people kind of like, oh hey, I'm so and so, and like you're like, yeah, this person's so full of shit.
Oh shit.
Um, but like you guys, like what you get, what you see is what you get, and
Mm, that's true.
I think that's a good thing.
I'm
That's
actually much nerdier in real
much
life.
nerdy.
Zombie has told people, like, she's like, no, y'all don't understand. Like, she's much nerdier. She dances around the house. Y'all haven't even seen things.
So what do you? I guess the next question is, what are you dancing around the house like
What,
to?
say that again. I'm
What
sorry.
do you What are you dancing around the house to? Like music or just like
Music, just being a dork. I like to dance. I actually was on a dance team when I was younger, and
really?
yeah, I was on in high school. I did dance team for 4 years. Um, and I'm not that great of a dancer, mind you. Don't get any expectations. But because I mostly just dance like a dork. Like, I'm not trying to dance well. I'm trying to just make my wife laugh. So that's pretty much why I do it. Is I dance around to make her laugh. So
So
my intention mostly is to make other people smile. So
so should I maybe I should have put dancing and crouching for for
yeah.
hobbies
Well, I mean, that's why I dance so much on stream.
that you
I
do.
I think
You
that
you do
I
kind of
really
shimmy and shake quite a bit.
I do. And I have a dance party command too, just for that reason. It kind of
What?
stopped being used as much, but yeah, we have a dance party command where I will dance on command if you do that. But
How many points is
I've
that?
always
I've
thought
never.
of, it's no points. It's completely free.
What?
Mhm.
Oh my god! I can scare you
It's
and
on
make you
sale right
dance
now. Mhm.
at the
You
at the
can.
low price of
At the low
exclamation.
price of 0 corpses, you're fine.
Oh my god!
Um
I gotta make a note. I gotta make a note of that because that's
I uh I just think that you can't be like, anytime that I'm upset, sad, I feel like dancing just instantly boosts your mood. Like, you can't
hmm
be unhappy and dance.
There's
It's just not possible.
I've seen I mentioned Enviro earlier, and she's another one who's dude, that girl is they are always dancing on stream. Like if you
Mm-hmm.
spend 5 minutes in their stream, at some point Enviro's gonna get up
Yeah, I've noticed that because
and
I've
get up and
started
just start
watching her stream
dancing.
a lot more.
I'm clipping this for science, and so I remember the command. I made a note right here. You guys can see it. One I wrote down dance team. I don't know why, and exclamation point
Writing
dance.
down secrets, my secrets, so we can expose
Those are like the
them.
three. I made like three notes. That's tonight. That's two of them.
Yeah, it's dance party. That it's
Exclamation
party.
point dance party.
Right. Yeah,
All
just
right,
so y'all
Alex.
know.
Remember that.
I'm giving correct information.
Oh man, that's better than the scream. That's better than the scream command or the scare command. I like that.
The song is "Bird is the Word" with Peter
Oh my
Griffin singing it.
God, that's even better. Oh my God, I can't wait. Is it Saturday? Is it Saturday yet? Because I'm
Not yet.
not yet.
It's
Man,
getting there. It's
can't
getting
wait.
there. Yeah.
Um, let me just make sure. I just want to see if I didn't skip anything. I think I asked that. I did ask that. Oh, I wrote this down. When I asked about your pivotal moment, that was actually that question actually came from Taryn. So that question was a Taryn special. I should have said that at the
Oh,
time.
was there? I love
Um,
Taryn.
yeah, Taryn's great. Oh my God!
There's Taryn.
Speak of the devil.
Hi, Taryn.
Let me get a shout out for Taryn13, and then we'll do this command as well, just so everybody knows what we're doing. And if you guys want to join my Discord, I'll throw that command out there. I'm not too proud to beg. Yeah. Again, just so you guys know, Taryn's done a lot. Any chance I get to put Taryn on a pedestal, I'm gonna jump at it because she's really she was up late last night making these layouts. So
It looks so good, Taryn.
yeah, she did
So
a
good.
great job.
You have my bird.
Yeah, really appreciate everything she's been able to do for me because the stream wouldn't
Oh, yeah.
be what it is right now without her help.
Taryn made that some of my graphics as well.
Oh, did she?
One of my she made my my ending screen. That's why I'm always like I'm gonna put up my ending screen by Taryn. That's actually a kickback to an Ellen DeGeneres stand up.
Oh, no kidding.
I always shout out Taryn with that. Yeah, I always shout out Taryn with that because yeah, she made my ending screen and then a little blinking raven that's on my starting screen too.
No kidding. Yeah.
Yeah. By Minin.
By
Yes.
Minin.
Yes, Taryn, yes. That's the one. Whenever she can't get the catchphrase out of her head. Uh-huh.
Oh, that's old. By Menin. That's like
By
Menin.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, the sketch, I mean, the stand-up that Ellen did was back in the 90s.
Okay. Yeah, that's about when By Menin.
Early 2000s.
Is it By Menin like BY Menin or is it By Menin?
Actual like
Is that that's the whole name? By Menin.
Menin is the name, yeah.
Menin
no,
is
I think it's telling you to buy Minim.
Oh, I always thought it was like BY, like oh this is By Menin. By Menin.
Oh, it is, Taryn?
I think it's By Menin.
You think it's by Menin? Is it?
I don't know.
I don't remember. It's so old.
Yeah. I am not.
So old. I don't remember.
I need to hang on. Well, I don't know how the hell to spell it. Hey Google. by Menon. Oh, it is. It is. Oh wait, Google. I was joking. Don't actually look that up, please. Oh, it's Speed Stick.
Speed Stick by Menon. Like made by Menon, I guess, right?
I got
Is that what it means?
I got some audio for us. Here we go.
Okay.
I'm gonna load this. This is a 30-second spot by Menon. Hang on. This thing is there's a lot going on right now.
But afterwards, I want to feel dry. So Speed Stick antiperspirant gives me an edge too. Speed Stick's the wide stick. It goes on dry. For man-sized protection in just a few strokes. Whatever game you're in, get the edge.
Let the wide stick
Here it
give
comes.
you the edge. Speed Stick Super Dry Antiperspirant.
So it's BY Menon.
Yeah, like as if it's made by
As
Menon.
it's made
I
by
love that
Menon.
we looked this up.
So now that's that's I'm that's what this interview is about. It's about Menon Speed Stick. They also make aftershave.
And
I don't even know if they make anything anymore. I'm gonna write that note down. Look up Menon.
I don't know either.
Menon, are they still a thing? I mean, you don't see commercials for them anymore.
I'm glad that I
What are your thoughts
encouraged
on
this
Menon?
conversation. What are your thoughts on Menon?
Those are the I got the hard hitting questions tonight. What advice I guess do you have for I guess someone who's starting out streaming, thinking of streaming, or I guess struggling as a streamer?
Mm. Those are like three different questions, but I will answer them. So as far as like a new streamer, just go with what you have first and see if you even enjoy streaming. If you enjoy streaming, you can always build from what you have, what you start with. And by starting, I mean, I started on a PS4. You don't need a lot of fancy stuff. You really don't. Um, be yourself. Talk. Oh my gosh. I look back on my old streams and I realized how much I was so quiet. Like I was so quiet.
Right.
I didn't talk unless someone talked to me. And you have to and once I started getting more comfortable, and it takes time. But once you, especially depending on how much of a introvert you are, like me, um, but even as an introvert, you can get comfortable in that, and start having fun with it, start commenting about whatever you're doing in the game, and just entertain yourself first, and then you'll entertain everyone else, I
Mhm.
think. And so for new streamers, that would be that. As far as somebody that's struggling, uh, just keep in mind that everyone struggles. Everyone, every streamer out there is going to go through a moment where they don't feel like they are, you know, I mean, we all go through these moments of what we don't feel like we're worthy of, the community we have, or we don't feel like we are as entertaining as where we've lost our touch, or we have a
Mhm.
lot of self-doubt issues, I think, and that's because we're entertainers, and it's hard to put yourself out there. It's hard to put so much of yourself into something, and that fear of rejection as well is there. So I just think that just know that you're not alone, and know that and just try to find what you found fun with it in the first place, and try something new, because sometimes trying new is just what people need to get out of a rut.
No, I agree with that, and this is, I mean, I'm not saying I'm struggling as a streamer because I'm just kind of
I've struggled.
yeah. I think I'm still kind of trying to I guess still trying to find my niche and whatnot.
Mhm.
Because I stream pretty much whatever I can from a little MacBook Air. I think when I when I grow up to be a real Ryoko, I can I'll be able to
And that's
stream.
okay too.
Yeah, be able to stream. From a lap, a PC, and definitely improve my content. Totally didn't stop streaming for like 7 months. I don't know what you mean, Taryn. I thought you were always streaming from all those subs that somebody was always gifting you. I don't know who would do that.
Ooh.
Who would do such a thing?
Who would?
I'll
Couldn't
open it
be a
up to
Ryoko.
the. It definitely wasn't Ryoko. Ryoko pays their bills like a responsible adult.
We already discussed this, I believe.
But I'm better now. Like I'm working all this overtime, so I can buy all these gift subs and start hype trains or continue hype trains. Choo choo. Um, I'll open it up to the floor to chat. If any of you guys have anything you want to ask, either Raven or myself, as long as it's appropriate. And if we don't think it's appropriate, we'll obviously say something. But yeah, I'll open up to you guys. Anything you guys want to ask? And then I'll wait for the delay, because there's always a delay because my internet's kind of poopy. I
Taryn's
missed
like,
most of. Oh, Taryn, I wrote everything down. I can re-ask everything if you want.
You want to re-ask everything? We'll just do the whole interview.
We'll just do the whole interview
plus
over.
2
I don't have
hours.
any. Yeah, I don't have anywhere to be till Thursday at 9 o'clock. I'm ready. Let's do it. What got you into streaming?
What got me into streaming? Well, it was my. Are we really gonna do the whole interview over again? I'm like,
I mean, I love you,
I
Taryn, but
really
I don't think I could.
it's okay. I mean, I can answer that one. I mean, yeah.
Well, I know
My
Taryn.
sister-in-law, like that's really what got me into it. I wanted to do
That's
it
what the
because I
VOD is
wished that
for.
somebody could do it. Like,
I know
so.
the one question. I mean, Taryn really helped me with a lot of these. But the
Mhm.
one question she asked, and I guess maybe like we can bring this up again so Taryn doesn't have to sit through the VOD. Because I wouldn't sit through my own VOD. I can't. I know
What?
Taryn. Real quick, Taryn and I were
Mhm.
testing out the audio last night, and I guess she's like, "Oh, I think I'm a little bit low. Let me blah blah blah." I'm like, "All right, let me hop in the stream." I'm like, "Just a heads up, this is gonna suck because I hate the sound of my voice." So I pop into stream and I can hear me. I'm like, "Nope, nope, fucking hate that." And then like you hear the echo, so you hear it twice, and it was literally like the worst thing I had ever heard. Just my going back and forth, and then Taryn and I started. We sang, yeah, we started singing "Row, row, row your boat." Um, yeah, it was it was pretty funny. That actually might be the best VOD to watch, just because how stupid it is. Just us testing out audio.
That's freaking great.
Yeah. I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, like I said, I know where I was going. She helped me with these questions. The one question she came up with, which I guess you can, if you want to answer this again, so she doesn't have to go through the VOD. What was a pivotal moment in your streaming career?
A pivotal moment I said was being on the front page, but more so being a part of the Summer of Pride event. Like it was just the most incredible experience being around so many amazing queer streamers like for an entire month and getting to feel that like camaraderie and just I don't know, it was just a beautiful, positive, encouraging, just hyped environment. So I just really, really enjoyed the whole event and it really made me, I don't know, feel proud to be a part of, you know, of Twitch. Like it was just it was a beautiful thing.
Um, yeah, no,
I see
that's
some questions
yeah.
too.
Do you want to take that's and that was another question Taryn had given me. What's something you would love to stream but never had the chance? And we talked about. I think you said that was the painting, correct?
No, no, I'm actually
Oh,
planning on
okay.
doing that, but that's just because of yeah, because I'm trying to get better at it, and because before I do it live, because I got to work through techniques and stuff. But no, it's I think the thing that like I had said RPGs, like I
Oh,
have trouble.
that's right. We
I
got into a
used
whole
to
thing
stream
of
RPGs, but
RPGs.
now my stream has changed so much because I moved into horror games and indie games. I used to mostly play triple A RPGs,
Mm-hmm.
and so I would spend months on one game, and and then I kind of just changed the bill and moved into horror because Zombie wanted me to. Because it was her idea. I love horror, like all things horror. Like I mean, we have a coffin in our house. We're very, like,
Wait,
um,
I'm sorry. You have
uh-huh.
a coffin
I have a
in.
coffin that fits. I fit inside of that thing too. Like my friend built it for me for my birthday a couple years ago.
So is it like an actual like you could be buried like in it like it's a real
I mean, it's
coffin?
like a pine box type of
Okay,
coffin, but yeah, like I fit inside of it.
so
So,
it's
which I thought was
like a
kind of
how
creepy because he
like
never measured me. But
Taryn asked, did you turn it into shelves?
well, we have it in our living room and we prop up a skeleton in there. And he pretty much stays in there like a fake skeleton. He stays in there all year round, but then we put a Santa hat on him and we put a bunch of stockings and I have little nails that are hooked into the coffin and we hang our stockings on the coffin. It's sitting next to
That's
our Christmas tree.
that's pretty
So,
funny.
yeah.
Um, Alex asked, what is the biggest insecurity about streaming? I guess do you mean like what is
That I'm not entertaining.
like ooh
As crazy as that sounds, I go through bouts of self-doubt in my entertainment skills and in the fact that I don't know if I'm funny anymore. You know, I love to make people laugh. I do. And then sometimes I end up getting in my own head. So,
no I agree with that and thank you Nightbot and I would say yeah you're pretty damn funny and that's something that's definitely I mean I have a whole I could go through a whole list of insecurities. I think that's definitely one of them. A, being entertaining, and B, I think I'm fucking hilarious half the time. I know I'm annoying, you know, 78% of the time, but I like to think I'm also pretty goddamn funny. Um,
you're funny. And thank you, Taryn.
and then I guess another insecurity I have about streaming. I guess it's just how I look, and maybe that's because I want to look good on stream. Um, I think the other night was my first time not being dressed up on stream in quite a few years. Um, but that's just something I deal with. Taryn says I too worry that my content is not worth watching, and I would
Yeah, I
say
feel that.
to that, um, one I disagree. I think your content's really good, but it's again I mentioned this I think at the start of the stream. I'm not there for what you're streaming. I'm there for you. Like when I found Tiny, I was just looking for and I don't this I don't know how to word this without coming off as a douchey, but I was looking for a smaller or medium sized community because I feel like if you go into a big community, I feel like I'm going to get lost. Like I'm not going to get noticed. I'm not going to get you know people aren't going to be like, oh, hey, there's Ryoko. They'll just be like, oh, there's follower 479. And that's kind of like what I looked for when I started getting back into to Twitch is that I want a home. I want some place that feels like home, and I
Yeah,
feel like I
I
kind of got
agree. That's how
lucky.
I feel.
Yeah, I kind of got lucky with not only Tiny, but Raven, and I mean through I met Raven, I met Taryn, and you know a slew of other people. Really, I mean you three are the you know the I would say N and Vi are the four horsemen, and I mean as I mean as a compliment. I mean you could say you, Taryn, and Tiny are the three Migos for me, or maybe the three Musketeers. The three Migos were kind of stupid. Um, but like that's this. I essentially have what I want from Twitch. I found your war. I found a place where I kind of belong, and I know it's only what month 4 or 3 that I've been in this. Been with you guys, but and again, I'm not looking for points. I'm not trying to suck up. I know it might come off that way, but like you're my people. If that makes sense. If that doesn't sound too weird.
No, that makes total sense. I agree. That's
I
what I look for too. I look for my people. Whenever I look for a new stream to join, or you look for a home. That's what I wanted to create for
Yeah,
people.
and
Honestly,
I think you guys have done that. And going on, Taryn comment that she looks for, and that's what I kind of did with when I went searching for people. And ended up in Tiny's community. I was looking for not 5 to 10, and I think she might have had. She obviously had more than that because I think she was streaming Mario Maker. Um, I forget what she had, but I know I was like, oh, who's this cute LGBT streamer? I'm gonna click on her, and that's literally what I thought. I was like, she's cute, and I was like, okay, she's cute and she's funny, and she just totally burned this troll that was giving her a hard time. I think anyone that isn't in purely for money wants to make a home for people of like minds. Yeah, like I'm not. I mean, you're not. I firmly believe, and I think you guys will disagree that you I don't think you can make a living off playing video games. For 30 to 40 hours a week. I don't think it's feasible, and I especially think in what's going to be left of the economy in a couple months that it's definitely not feasible.
yeah. I agree, Taryn.
It just takes a
It
lot.
it takes a lot. You have to do it. It's very hard to find that time, especially if you're working full time and if you're trying to go into streaming full time
Mm-hmm.
and move in that direction. It's hard because it's just, yeah, it takes a lot more, like more
Takes a
than
part of
just
your
time. It
soul.
also takes a part of your
Yeah,
soul. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of afraid of, like that's why I don't know if I could go full time, is because I don't know if I can sacrifice enough, if that makes sense. I don't want to
and I think
really.
you worry. I think at that time, and I'm not there, and I don't know if I'll ever be there. But you worry about like, okay, so now I'm doing this more. Am I gonna? I don't want to let people down. I have these great people
If it
like
becomes all your only thing, yeah.
yeah, and that's like you shouldn't live for other people. You to impress other people. You should live for yourself or whatever. And maybe that's those are words I should definitely you know advice I should definitely take. But I'm stupid and I won't. Um, I mean, yeah, I could. I mean, hell, I'd love it if
I
I
could
could
see that, Taryn.
make a living off sitting on my ass in my apartment playing video games all day. That'd be cool. I don't have to deal with people. I don't have to talk to people. People are scary, you know?
Well, you have to talk to people, but
Oh yeah, but it's I mean, I used to do
not always.
I did radio in college and you think, "Oh yeah, radio in college," but like we went out pretty far. It wasn't just like campus. It was an actual radio station that you could listen to online and we're talking the Delaware Valley, so that's like Philadelphia, parts of obviously all most of Delaware, a little bit of Maryland, all of South Jersey, like like when I did a radio show, I could have, you know, 5,000 people listening to me. And I mean, and you don't know because you can't see them and they can't say anything back to you. I used to listen to a college station when I was in ATL, and they had some good off the beat stuff. Yeah. Oh, the farting ant. Thank you so much for that, host. Hey, Taryn, can you do me a favor? Can you put up the dinner command? And yes, go check out the farting ant. They were last playing Unknown. No, no, wait. They were last playing Minecraft. So we'll give them a follow. The Farting Ant, tonight I'm having dinner and talking with my good friend Sliced Raven. You should go check them out at their channel if you're not already. Oh, and Ryu Sure is back with cheesecake, Oreo cheesecake.
Oh, now I'm getting hungry. I actually haven't eaten dinner.
I didn't I barely ate any of my dinner. I ate some of the scallops that were in there, and those were delicious, and some of the cranberry sauce because cranberry sauce is delicious as well. I love cranberry sauce. I think cranberry
That's
sauce. I
oh
think
yeah,
cranberry sauce
cranberry
is
sauce
really
is good.
underrated because you only think about it.
Taryn, don't call me out.
Wait,
No,
is
I
dinner?
haven't eaten. I didn't make dinner. I didn't have time. I actually took a nap right before. So,
See, I was afraid. So my routine when I get home from work is I'll come home, I'll explode out of my clothing, and then I'll just grab my laptop off the table because I usually will watch Twitch or YouTube while I eat lunch in the other room. Plug the laptop in, collapse into bed, and just fart around on the internet for like 3 hours, and then I'll think about getting a shower for another 2 hours, and then I'll make dinner, I'll eat dinner, fall back into bed for another hour, bitch and moan some more, get a shower, and then collapse back in bed. And it's usually by that time it's around 11, and that's usually when you're going live, Ryoko time. Um, and then I'll watch you for like 2 hours, and then I fall asleep, wake up at 8:20, and do it all over again. So yeah, I get the whole sleepy thing. There's some nights like around like between 8 and 9 where I'll pass out maybe for like 15, 20 minutes, and I'll wake up and be like, oh, what the hell just happened? But I didn't do that tonight because I had like an iced like coffee canned thing. I was like, nope, I'm not sleeping tonight. I'm not gonna fall asleep before I have to stream. And I was still late because God forbid I'm ever on time for anything. And we've been live for 2.5 hours almost.
mhm.
Ryu Sure and the Farting Ant. So if you guys have any questions for us, I'm gonna open it up to you guys because I don't know if anybody has the
Oh
channel
yeah,
points.
that's a question.
Man, what's your favorite game that you have streamed? Ooh, I didn't even think of that. That's a
That's a
good
good
question.
one. Like, that's a really good question. Um, my favorite game that I have streamed.
That's a good question too, Reassure. We'll get that. We'll get that one next. Yes, Farting Ant. I can answer that real quick while Raven thinks of hers.
Eat
You
more
can
cake.
definitely have cake. Let me do
Um,
this.
I don't know. It's been 3 years, so I'm trying to think. Like my favorite game that I streamed. I mean, I love a lot of the games that I've streamed. Honestly, I really, as far as like, because my main content, a lot of it's horror. I'd probably, pick and one of my favorites was probably Layers of Fear. Layers of Fear was just so much fun to play on stream. Um, and it's not one where you have to worry about like dying and like having to try a part over and over again. It's just kind of a it's just a journey in that game, and you never know, like the rooms change around you, and it's very like, I don't know, it keeps your intrigue, and it's just a great story. And it was one of like one of my first like indie horror games that I streamed, and I just fell in love with it, and I streamed it quite a few times actually. So I would definitely say that one. Until Dawn was one of my favorites. I love streaming Until Dawn. I've probably done it about 3 times. Um, so those are some of my favorites for sure. To stream Tomb Raider, if I was going to pick a non horror one, I had so much fun
Oh.
streaming Tomb Raider.
Reassure asked. He had a couple questions. What made both of you want to start streaming? Um, I guess for me and Reassure and we go way back. I don't know. I guess the old community I was in, I don't know. I wanted a piece of what streaming was. So I just I gave it a shot. I enjoyed it. Um, and then I stopped. And I don't know. I guess what for whatever reason, I felt like I was in a good, safe community again, and I felt confident enough to give it a shot. And it gives me just an opportunity to be me and be safe about it. Like I'm safe here. Like I'm on the internet. If I get a troll, I can tell him to get bent. I can ban him and then do this. Um, so I guess that's what why I started streaming again. And then Taryn, you're up. You're not Taryn. You're Raven. Ooh.
Okay. That kind of went into the first question, but yeah, I started streaming because I had a friend mention it about streaming, to me, and thought, because I love video games, and thought, hey, you should stream. Um, and I didn't for like a couple years after we had spoken about it, and I hadn't really checked out Twitch or anything. And then my little sister-in-law wanted to get into YouTube, and so I started watching Twitch, and I was like, and she kind of needed the courage to get going, on YouTube, and so I was like, well, I'm gonna stream.
There you go. I know. Did Taryn and Ryusha both asked a question? I answered. Oh, no, Taryn asked that. Then Ryusha. I said yes. You can have cake. What is your goal for your part of Twitch? I think Raven answered. Did we ask that? I think.
Yeah, we did ask that, but that's still, I mean, I can answer it again.
Yeah, if you want,
That's
because I have right below
fine.
that dance team, and then the dance
Yeah.
party command.
It's my goal. A part of Twitch is just to continue to keep to create a safe environment for my community, a place people can escape to, a place that people feel comfortable and welcome and loved, and I also have some new content that I'm trying to like work in, and that's kind of a part of my goal as well. I started a TikTok, and I love to paint, and I'm kind of trying to start interjecting that into my stream stuff eventually.
Um, and I'm really sure I don't know if that was just for her or for both of us. I don't know if I really have a goal. I guess I just want friends, man. I don't have any friends up here really. Uh, all my friends are back home, and I talk to them once in a while. One of them actually called me when I was at work. I'll tell this story real quick. She doesn't usually call me. Like we really don't talk all that often. She's still one of my good friends. We just don't get to talk that often. So she called me when I was at work, and I'm not going to get into the whole dynamic of our friend group. It's not that it's too personal. It's just it's long and it's emotional, and I don't want to bring down the mood. But I saw she was calling me. My heart skipped a beat, and I was like, somebody's dead. Somebody's either dead or in the hospital. So I picked up. I was like, Jen, I gotta let me call you right back. She's like, okay, that's fine, Ryoko. She didn't call me Ryoko. She called me something else. Um, so I hang up. I blow through what I was doing with customers. Run outside. I call her. I was like, hey, is everything okay? And she's like, I knew you were gonna ask that. She's like, because she was with her brother and our other friend. And she's like, I told them that they were gonna get, they were gonna freak out and think something was wrong because that's just our that's just how I am. Like I figure like why would you call just to check up on me? Someone's clearly dead. Um, but yeah, that's like I'm just looking for friends. I just want you know, and not just friends. Like I want a best friend. Like I had that before on Twitch, and I desperately I want that again. That's my goal. And then quickly changing topics. Taryn asked, "Where do you hope to see your stream a year from now, Raven?"
A year from now, I hope to like I said, bring that new, bring new content. I'd like to see my stream like as far as I don't really try to look at as numbers like viewership wise and
Right.
everything. Just because I mean, I just think if you get caught up in that, it's just a spiraling road for some. You have to have perspective on your numbers. You have to look at them in a way of growth, not
Mm-hmm.
shutting you down. So you just I hope that we just continue to grow and meet new friends, and that's what I want in a year. I want it to be, but I have a lot of plans, a lot of things that I have up in my head that I'd like to put onto streams.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think, um, gosh, I mean, I really enjoyed this. I honestly wouldn't mind if this was my new stream. Like I didn't play games. I just did this for however many hours.
you can do that. That's
Um,
what's great about Twitch.
my only like again, like I said, I have maybe like three or four people that I desperately want on here. And then after that, I'm like, well, who else on the internet on Twitch do I really want to talk to? Um, but I guess that's part of networking and making friends. I guess where I see myself in a year is I really want to be a part of a stream team. And Tara and I have talked. Uh, you and I have talked about that where what I'm gunning for. Like I want that bad. I've wanted to be, and that was part of the reason I started streaming is that my old community they were on a stream team. I'm like, wow, that's cool. They're like in a group of other streamers, and that sounds badass, and I want to do that. So that's my goal. I'd love to see myself on a certain stream team um, a year from now. Reassure asks if you could do a co-stream with anyone on Twitch, who would you pick and why? Um, Raven, you've done many co-streams before, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Who
Yes, yes.
I know you've done it with Aaron Geeky Gimp
Oh, yes.
before, and you guys have a great dynamic together. Um,
Yeah.
but I'll let you handle that one first.
Okay. I want to co-stream with Tiny. We've never co-streamed together. We've talked about it. We've never actually co-streamed together. So Tiny Tries Things would be the person that I wanna co-stream with next.
That'd
Cause
be yeah that
um
I think that'd be great.
yeah, I'm actually doing a co-stream tomorrow with Besso.
Oh really?
So yeah, yeah, Besso and I we a while back we played We Were Here. we played the game We Were Here, and it's a game where you're literally in separate environments and you have to help each other get out of them.
Oh,
Like
no
so you
shit.
can't. Yeah, it's really really great. Like you're in the same building, but you're in different areas, and so you have to try to help each other get out. Um, so yeah, that's what we're doing tomorrow. So co-streaming is a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, I'm technically co-streaming. Uh, I mean, well, I guess, well, kind of co-streaming. Right now. I guess if I had to pick anybody other than Raven, there's just so many awesome people. I mean, Tiny's great. Taryn, Raven, and Viro. I know I keep mentioning those three or four people, but they just have, like, you guys have such energy and such, charisma. I Any one of those I think would be uh would be cool. As far as what would I don't know what game I'd want to play with them. That's a tough one. I guess, and Raven, I'll take the question one step further. I guess for me, if I had to pick a game to play with someone, I think, depending on who it is, I think Pokemon would be a lot of fun to
You
play
and
with
thought
someone.
that. That's a good one.
Uh, or maybe I think a racing game. I love racing games, so being able to play a racing game with
Stick Fight the
someone.
Game. That
Stick
one's a
fight.
good
I
one
don't know
too.
that one.
Oh my gosh, Stick Fight the Game is hilarious.
Mario
Mario
Maker
Maker.
co-op. Raven, I guess what game would you want to, I guess, play with Tiny?
I mean, I have dreams, that she'll carry me in Cuphead. But Red Sonia actually said that she would do that before I ever said that about Tiny. But yeah, I would honestly
I
I
didn't
would
even
want to do Cuphead
I
most
didn't
likely.
even
But
think of Cuphead with
I don't
Tiny. That
know.
would be.
Yeah,
I think that'd be cool. I
yeah,
think.
they have co-op,
Yeah.
so
I think. Especially a game that the other person just absolutely dominates. Like Red Sonja's played and beaten um Cuphead blindfolded.
uh-huh.
I
And
watched.
that's why I want her
Yeah.
to carry
That's
me.
and I mean that's absolutely and utterly insane to think about. Um, I
It's
can.
such a good game, Ryoko. Like
Yeah, I
I love
mean, I don't know.
fun.
Is it Mac able?
I believe so.
I don't know if I can run on the Mac though. I mean, I'm gonna have a PC in like a month. But yeah, I think Cuphead with Tiny or Red Sonja would be awesome. I know Red Sonja's playing through um
Raven versus Tiny on Smash Brothers. That would be fun.
that'd be cool. I know
That
Red
would be
Sonja's
really
playing
fun.
like every Nintendo game ever released in North America. I think playing some of those games with her with Red Sonja would be. I think that'd be really cool since she's like big into the retro games, and I love Nintendo games. I mean I stream Tetris, and I recently played a game nobody's ever heard of called Captain Skyhawk. Um, so I think something like that would be cool. Ryoko versus Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Oof, I'm not very good at Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I love Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Um, 10.10. I think I have that. Yeah. I gotta grab a drink real quick, guys. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back like in 34 seconds. You can time me. Oh, I gotta turn the heat down. I'm like sweating my butt off. Fix yourself, Ryoko. This is the Starbucks drink I was talking about. Not exactly the best way to hydrate, but oof, geez, that looks scary coming into the room like that. Oh my goodness. Let me get these things back on. Someone start a timer. Oh, Nightbot, thank you. I actually just got up. I appreciate you looking out for me. I don't know what that is. Okay, I'm back. And I got hair in my mouth. Hang on. Ugh. 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 I'm a pro streamer, I promise. I don't know who that is. That just sent me a friend request on Facebook, but that can go away. Did Raven give advice to new streamers already? She did. Hey, real quick though, Taryn. Did you know there is a dance party command in Raven's stream? Apparently nobody knew this.
It's an old command. It hasn't been used in a while, so.
I mean, all the commands we use. Yeah, there is a dance party command. No, there's definitely not a dance party command in Ryoko's stream.
Not in here.
No, definitely not in here. I'll lose all my viewers.
And I just changed them too, so I need to update. Y'all on my commands.
Yeah, we'll have to tomorrow. I can't wait. That'll be. I'm gonna spam the hell out of that one. Yeah, these are really good. I highly recommend them. Yeah, I still remember the first time I had it, and it was heaven in a can. What command is what? Oh, what? Let's see. What emote is that? I didn't know that one. Anybody else have any other questions? Oh wait, I'm sorry. Taryn asked oh, it's a Monster Hunter emote about advice. Did you want to give advice again?
Any new advice? I just said to be yourself, talk, and because when I would look back on my old streams, like I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't talk enough. Like I just didn't, I mean, I think I did okay, but I don't. I knew that I was like, man, I was just so quiet. And really just to be yourself and have fun with what you're doing, like, because honestly that will come through your stream. If you're not having fun, it will also come through your stream. So just have fun with whatever you're doing and entertain yourself first, like, because I really do think that if you're entertaining yourself, like, other people are going to have fun watching you. So and would I want to do this again sometime? I would. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I definitely had fun. Like I told Raven before we started, like I'm really nervous. I mean, one, I was just nervous because I wanted to get started at 9, and thank God we said 9 and not 8, just because I would have been an even bigger like mess. Like I left work on time. Excuse me, today, which is the first time all month I walked out of that door at like right after like 6 o'clock. And yeah, I was just rushing around. I had to get dinner cooked. I had to shower. I had to do my makeup. I had to get the layout the way I liked it and everything. Yeah, so I was really nervous, but I had fun with it, and I think if everybody in stream enjoyed it, this is either going to be monthly or depending on what people are able to do maybe even more than once a month. Is there any game you really want to stream? Raven, is there any game I know we talked about that I think earlier. As far as games to that we want to stream. I don't know if Ryu Sure was here. Is there any game like you're really excited about, or not excited about, but that really want to stream?
Well, I'm looking forward to some games that are coming out. I'm looking forward to they're coming out with Amnesia Rebirth, which Amnesia is one of the first games it was actually yeah, I have a lot of really great memories from Amnesia because it's when I got my affiliate. In the middle of streaming Amnesia, I actually found out that I got affiliate, and so it was just I don't know. I'm excited about the new game coming out, and it's called Amnesia Rebirth. So that one, I'm pretty stoked that they're coming out with a new one.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I'm kind of at the moment, Ryu Sure, I'm limited on what I can and can stream. Yeah,
Taryn.
Darren. Yeah, so I don't really. There's nothing I'm really. No game that jumps out at me like, oh my god, I really want to stream this. Um, but yeah. What was I was in a comment on something you said, but I forget what it was. So yeah, there's really nothing out there that you know I'd want to stream at the moment. Um, Maybe in a month or two when I have the PC up and running, that might be something like, yeah, I really want to stream this. I just recently purchased City Skylines or whatever the hell that game is called. Um, and now I know what I want to ask. So I'm gonna write this down real quick while I tell the story. Um, I want to stream that. I want to play it too. Okay, maybe that game. I want to play Dragon Age Dead Wolf, but it comes out in 2022. That's too far away. I don't even want to think about. I mean, I do want to think about 2021 because I want to get the hell out of 2020 already. So when you got a affiliate, what was that? What was that like? Like what were your emotions when that happened?
I was just really excited. I honestly couldn't believe it. Like I was just like I was floored. Because I started off streaming to zero. I didn't have anybody watching me, and then my wife would come and watch me. And for a long time, I just had for about a month or so, I had just my wife and one of my dear friends from work, who I've been friends with for about 10 years now. She was in there. And so they would watch me. And then I had another coworker that would watch me. And, um, and then I started getting more people. And it was just, it was the start of my journey. So I feel like the affiliateship was kind of the start of that.
Yeah, Reassure. We talked about that earlier. I believe Raven said, obviously, like Taryn just said, network's important. Just being able to talk, like talking, even if it's just yourself, just talking to chat, and just being acting like essentially acting like you want to be there. And I guess, I'm still a small time streamer. I would say again, just playing stuff you enjoy. Like you gotta act like you want to be there. Um, yeah. What else did we miss?
I
Did we
would
miss
say,
anything?
as far as like to grow on Twitch, a new streamer to grow on Twitch, I would say, I definitely agree with Taryn. Networking, like making friends, more or less, is. I mean, I don't like the word networking just because I look at it that way. I don't know. I just, I mean, we all talk about it. It's kind of just making friends,
Mm-hmm.
um, but that's just a choice of words. I mean, it's not a big deal or anything. But but yeah, no. I also think you should create content. Like I mean, if you can branch out to other areas of content, like just the sky's the limit to what you can do. I mean, you can create however much content that you want, and you can create it in different places, and those different places can bring you different people. So I think for growth purposes, definitely creating content on other platforms is a good way to grow, as well as just networking and making friends.
Yeah, I would sign off on that. I'd agree with that. So we talked about horror games a bit earlier, and like I can't play Resident Evil 7, too scary. And I think Dead Space, I forget, I think Dead Space was a PS3 game, and I think I own it on PS3.
Actually, never played Dead Space.
That game's crazy. I never beat it, and I think that game's also too scary. Um, for me to handle. Um, but Dead Space is great. It's a really good looking game too. Oh, I
Is
don't
it?
want to do that.
I honestly haven't watched it a whole ton. My brother loves Dead Space.
Yeah, there's like three. There's at least three games, isn't there? I
Yeah,
think
there are, I think.
Dead Space 1 and 2 are great horror games. The third is not so good. I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to do something that's not bad. I promise it's not bad. I'm being good. I promise. Taryn, I have a question for you. How was your day?
Yours?
And there you are right there. You worked today, correct? It's Friday? Better left unsaid. I'm sorry.
I've had those days.
Yeah, I actually, believe it or not, my day was not garbage, and that's partly because I just didn't stay in my department for most of the day. I was like, fuck this. I'm gonna do some other things off the service desk, and I think I probably helped a total of less than 15 customers in an 8 hour period. All right, that thing's done. I just had to handle something off stream. Yeah, and I needed it because if not, I probably would have killed someone today. Yeah, I didn't ask that question. Raven, how was your day today?
Oh, thank you. Much better than yesterday. No, it was a good. I woke up this morning. It was a new day. I had a rough one yesterday. I'm sure y'all saw that, and I kind of went through that on Twitter and just kind of vented. But yeah, it was a good day, and I did some of my painting stuff. I'm actually working with resin right now, so that's what I was working with today. And then I had a pretty relaxed with zombie, had breakfast, played games with Besso and Tiny. So it was a really, really nice, relaxing day. I
No.
needed it, honestly. I really, really needed it.
Yeah, that's why I'm really looking forward to being off for 5 days. Um, just because if like I'm absolutely gutted that I can't go home for Easter. Um, I haven't seen my parents since February. Um, so yeah, I miss them. I miss my friends back home, but uh, yeah, it's what's the word? Irresponsible of me to go home with everything that's going on. It's just not. It's not the safe decision. I don't want to put anybody at home at risk. So yeah, So that sucks, but you know,
Yeah.
it is what it is. It is what it is. I'll take some time off in the summer, probably if not June,
That's what I'm
maybe.
planning on doing.
Yeah. I'm planning on going out to a race. Not that this excuse me, this name's not gonna make any sense to anybody. Uh,
What the hell, Terrence?
Ew, that's gross. Did you punch her in the neck? That's assault.
Right now it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have. I would have. Oh my god. I think if somebody coughed in my face this week, I probably would be unemployed right now. I literally would be
I
unemployed.
probably would be too, honestly.
I
I have a
probably
quick reaction.
I would have
Like, a quick reaction.
I would have been like, "What the fuck is your
She flipped on
problem?"
her money and then handed it to you? That's just rude.
Yeah. Like I got yelled at work. Not really yelled at, but like they were like, "Dude, I coughed into my hand like this, like and as soon as I did it, I was like, they're like, "Oh, Ryoko, like this." I'm like, "I know, I'm sorry, I know." Everyone just, oh, she was really high. Yeah, that's great.
No excuse. Like,
Yeah, that's not really an excuse.
that's terrible.
I wouldn't have taken it. I've been like, I'm not
Mm.
taking that corona infested money. You're crazy.
I mean, I felt weird today when the Amazon worker came and dropped off stuff at the house, and I felt weird because I had to show him I bought beer, and so I had to show them my ID, but like I had to get closer, and I was just
Yeah,
like,
and
I don't know how close I'm supposed to. I'm sorry.
that's the scary thing. Is like one, especially like for me, where I have to be, up close and personal with people. I have to touch their money. I have to touch their stuff, and they have to touch my stuff. And I don't like people touching my stuff. Um,
Yeah,
and
you can get beer from Amazon.
yeah, anything from Amazon. You can get boobies
Really
from
can.
Amazon.
You probably can.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah.
that's where these babies came from. Um, and like I'll ask people because like if I have to scan their license, I sometimes have to touch it or their phone. Like if they're like, oh, can you order me this? And I'm like, do you mind if I touch your phone? Because because it's a different world now. You can't just be like, oh yeah, touch my license, touch my credit card, touch my cell phone, please.
Yeah. So much lewd. I know. That's what I was thinking too. It's like all the touch talk.
I'm Ryoko. Taryn yelled at me earlier. I don't know. I don't know why though. Um, yeah, I got yelled at. I didn't do anything. Touch tone phone. ET home phone. By Menon. Anything else, guys? You want to ask or talk about? Oh, apologize about that. That's definitely from this. I really hope that wasn't on cam. You're welcome, but I don't know what you're talking about. Not cam, but microphone. You're welcome. I don't know what you're thanking me for though. Yeah, that was on. That mic did pick that up. This mic picks up everything. Probably hear my upstairs neighbor fart. Ah, man. Touchtone phone that is running away from home. Well, I think wow, we've been going at it for 3 hours. Um any last advice Raven, or parting thoughts?
Parting thoughts is just thank you for having me. And this has been really wonderful and honestly something that I really needed. So I appreciate you for that.
Oh,
And it was just nice to get here and chat with you. And yeah, just I mean, everybody just try to stick through things. I mean, I know it's rough right now. It's rough all the way around.
hmm
And I think that we just need to kind of just be okay with relying on each other, you know? So,
yeah.
and yeah.
Well, I wanna thank you. Like I said, you're the first
Mhm.
person I thought of when I wanted to do this. And like I said, I was nervous as I didn't want to fuck this up, because if I fucked it up, I was like, wow, Raven's never gonna want to do anything like this again with me. And like, yeah, I just wanted it to go perfect. And I think it went pretty good. I didn't eat much of my dinner, but that's neither here nor there. Um, so thank you very much. I'm glad I was able to kind of help you out a bit. Just know, I'm thinking and praying for you and Zombie. You guys are
We're
like
doing good.
you guys are like
We're
two of my
honestly
favorite
doing real
people.
good. I mean, I've got a lot of stuff going on,
Right.
you know, but we're we'll be good.
And
Thank you though.
yeah. So yeah, like I said, thank you so much for this. This was a lot of fun. This was kind of a labor of love, something I've been, wanting to do, like I said, for a while. This is, probably the closest thing I'll get to a podcast. Um, yeah, we do need to make an outro that I can do. Also, I really, none of this would be possible. She'll disagree with me, but she's wrong. Without Taryn's help, I, I like the reason this stream sounds and looks the way it does is because of her. Um, I know Taryn. I don't even think Taryn really knew me that well, and she just, did all this stuff for me, and I haven't had that in a long time. Um, Someone that was like, "Hey, I made this for you. What do you think?" Or, "Hey, you can use this," or, "This is really, I think this might." Yeah, I just haven't had that in a while, and I don't know. It's something I really needed, and I don't know. Taryn's a blessing. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm blessed. Hashtag blessed that I have her. All right. So before I start crying all over myself, play the video as an outro for shits and giggles when you get ready. I just want to see it once, but it's like a minute long. Um, I think the only one I have loaded up is the first one you gave me. So I keep itching my back. I think it's the boobies. The boobies make my back itch.
It happens.
um,
Boobies can cause problems sometimes.
Boobies. They can save problems. That's not a.
They can well, they can save
They
people.
you didn't add in the extended video. No, I didn't. I'm sorry. Um, I I rushed to kind of get everything set up. I'm sorry, Taryn. Now I feel bad. I can add it in real quick. I mean, I have it for next time. I saved it. It's sitting on my desktop. Yeah,
You can do it next time.
next time. I don't know who my next guest will be. I have an idea of who I would absolutely love. It's another person. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I'm really happy with how this went today. I don't know. This is I'm yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry. Uh yeah. Let's yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Send it to Raven. And again I apologize. I don't think I added it in. Let me just see something real quick, guys. I'm sorry. There's no. What is this one? They're all locked. It's not that. Excuse my stomach. Is it this one? I think this is the original one from last night. I think. And then, but I think she added you in there as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I spaced on that. Like I saved it to the desktop and it's just gonna keep playing over. Yeah, I have an idea for next month or next time. Again, if people are like open to this, like if people enjoy it enough, I could do this more than once a month. It really just depends on my work schedule, um, and obviously other people's schedule because people live don't we don't all live in the same time zone. Um, but I'm telling you, once life gets back on track in a month, next month, in a few weeks, hopefully, um, my work schedule will be more consistent. I'm not gonna be staying there till all hours of the day. I'm gonna want to get in and get out because overtime isn't gonna be worth it. If it's not double overtime, go fuck yourself. Sorry. Um, but yeah. All that being said, let me check one thing real quick. Let's see. Let's see. Yes, and again, thank you so much, Raven. Like I said, you were the first person I I thought of um to do this with, and I was so nervous. I'm like, what if she
Thank
says
you.
no? What am I gonna do if Raven says no? Um. So yes, thank you again so much, and we're gonna go raid Enviro. Um,
Oh, thank you,
Enviro,
Karen.
yeah, Enviro's great. She's another person I really want to sit down and talk with. So there's the raid command, but maybe you don't have my emotes, and that's okay if you don't. There's this one. I guess send out a few thank yous real quick. Thank you, Alex, for the follow. Thank you, Brant, for the follow. And thank you to Raven for the tier 1 sub. I really, really appreciate it. You didn't have to do that.
Nope, I wanted to.
Let's do a few shout outs to some people that hung out. Let's shout out Taryn13. Let's shout out. I really gotta change this to SO. Ryu Shura. You guys should go check out everybody that I'm shouting out. And of course. Oh, okay, that worked. That's even better. Go check out Sliced Raven. Thank you so much, Alex. I really appreciate everybody coming over from uh Raven stream. Means a lot to have members of her community hanging out in here. Um I think I'll be live tomorrow. I don't know. And I'll definitely be live Sunday. I'm off the next 5 days, so there'll be plenty of Ryoko action. We'll probably be playing some Pokemon Crystal, and we'll definitely be playing more of the Valhalla bartender game, which Raven you totally need to pick up because it is really
I was lurking
cool.
on you while you were playing it. It looked
Dude,
like fun.
that game is, and there's so many cute little nods to Read Only Memories.
I love that.
Yeah, it's really cool. That's probably my favorite part of the game. But I don't want to I want to end because if we start talking about Read Only Memories, we'll be here till 4 o'clock in the morning. Um, so let's do it. Let's go raid in Viro. And I will see y'all probably tomorrow. I'll let you know if I'm not going to go live. And there it is. There's my ending screen. Thanks for watching. I love you all. Thank you again to Raven and everyone that came out. You're all great. I love you. And I will see you next time. And then I'm going to click raid now. And now we're going on a raid. And then I got to go over to here and end stream.